Welcome aboard, everybody! Welcome back. It has been a hot pirate minute since we have been here, but we are back. We are ready. We are recovered. So, welcome to By Leaps and Bounties, presented by Rick and Rast. We are playing 7C Second Edition, published by Chaosium. We are not affiliated with that company. We just really like the game. And we are now on Chapter 5, Return to Bucca. Our intrepid heroes have, after saving Shrews and Storm and fighting the Inquisition and stealing an Inquisition ship and birthing the legend of the Blood Rose of the Sea upon the people of Montaigne, they have made their way with the missing Cardinal's ship. We have no idea. I mean, he was there, and we don't know what's happening with that right now. But are making their way back to Bucca to figure out and then head out to whatever they want to do at this point. I believe they're planning on heading out to stop sudden death. Silent death. Sudden death, either way.
Silent
death.
A little bit of both.
Silent. A little bit of both.
We've seen him twice. He hasn't killed us yet. It's not that sudden.
Yet being the key word in that statement.
So, that's what happened last time. But before we do that, let's introduce everybody. I'm Danny. I'm the storyteller here. The guide, the person who deals with all the mayhem and shenanigans these folks get up to, which just goes to prove my point that I say every game I run this game, I do not control it whatsoever. So, with that being said, we're gonna head and let's start with John this time. Let's go clockwise from what I'm looking at. So,
all right. Well, hello everyone. I am John, and I play Gianni Messina, the Vadachi Rogue. That's pretty much it, really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he has a history now, a whole sort of family history now that he has to deal with.
He does, you know.
Yeah.
If he wants to. He may not want to.
He may not want to, that's true, but it's there. He knows about it now. So, you know, choosing not to do anything is also a decision.
True.
You know, it's true. Rue.
Hi, my name is Rue Thompson, and I play Ace McYanson, the current captain of this stolen ship that we are going to give away. So I don't have to be captain anymore, I think.
Well, Ace has done very well so far. So, you know, she'll get a ship. She has options. She has options. It's not
we've discussed options, and Ace has made her choice known. So
okay. All right, Michael.
Hi, I'm Michael Tipton. I, of course, am playing Andreas, the Sarmatian Commonwealth swordsman with a friend. And,
yes.
Currently waiting to see, potentially finally get that ship he won. Though, knowing my luck, we're not going to see that until, like, season 3.
That's awesome. Okay, and then Alla.
Hello everyone, I'm Alla, and I am playing Ninette Primevère, who was a petite noble of Montaigne, and now is a wanted fugitive. Everything is fine.
Sort of, I guess. For now, things are...
We'll find out. We'll find out how things are. Things are fine right now.
Yeah, right now. Okay, so, with that being said, let's go ahead and get back to it. We focus on our book, a dark, very dark, almost blackish leather book, and My Leaps and Bounties, embossed on the cover, of course, in leather, and it says Book 2 along the spine. And in the corner, we have uh, fate lines. We have a Davis profile. We have half of what looks like a compass shape. And then finally we have what looks like drops of blood in all four corners of the book. The book opens, flips through the previous chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4 to land on chapter 5, Return to Bucca. And of course there is a hand-drawn picture as usual. And below the picture, before we describe the picture, it says, "It is not what you look at, but what you see," is what it says. And so, the picture is from the bow of the Fortuna, looking to the outline of Bucca, of the island that our friends were at a couple weeks ago, I believe. A week ago, maybe something like that. Yeah. So we will
like 10
focus.
days.
Yeah, almost 2. So we will focus in on picture as we do. Color starts to bleed into the picture. There's a smell, the smell of the ocean, and we hear the movement of the ship, the creaking of the wood, the usual noises, and we hear shouts in Veston, we hear shouts in Montaigne, we hear talking in both languages and other languages as well that are spoken on the ship, and people are bustling around. You are preparing to dock and land on Bucca, and so please tell me what your characters are preparing before you disembark, or preparing to disembark on Bucca. Is there anything you would like to do on the ship? Anything you would like to talk about before you all land, dock?
We all know what we're doing.
Oh, I was just gonna say, okay, if you're all confident, and
Well, I was gonna ask them.
Okay, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask about the table. We're all good with what's happening, right? We already had this discussion last week. We're gonna give it to the count.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. Yeah,
we're all on board with that. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
All right. Well, okay. Well, if nobody has anything particular they want to be doing, then the ship will dock.
I would like to invite the crew, and Ninette will do this with a flourish before everyone, before we get into port, but we've all worked so hard together and overcome challenges. I know we have promised you this journey, but if you would wish to continue with us, it will be dangerous and possibly deadly, but we want to make sure that you are given the opportunity to do so, if you wish. If you wish to stay behind in Bucca or move on somewhere else, please let me know and I will arrange transportation for you. You do not have to go with us onwards to chase a mad pirate who is intent on controlling the weather and using his own crew to further those ends.
Are you saying this where we can all hear you?
Yes. I'm just, as the money bags of this ship.
You might tone down the whole control the weather stuff.
No, they should know exactly what we're getting into. We're going up against a pirate who can literally control the weather. If there's going to be freak storms and danger to their mortal persons, they should be aware of everything. And they should be given the opportunity to leave if they so wish. Honesty is fundamental to building a good crew.
Absolutely. I'm just going to go make sure that we don't run into anything.
To put it bluntly, we are going to be going into the teeth of the hurricane that hit Charus.
The teeth. Have you been around storms before, Andreas? Generally, we don't refer to them as having teeth.
Oh,
Well,
teeth,
there's a fight on the other
teeth.
side of
I
it.
thought you said something else.
What?
The what? I believe it's called the Eye of the Storm, not the Teeth of the Storm.
Yeah, it's the eye. It's the eye of storms. It's yeah. It's okay. It's an honest mistake.
Could have
You
happened
ship
to
things.
anyone.
You don't actually be on the ships usually. It's fine.
Anyway, that's all. I just want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to, if they want, stay on with us. They will be paid handsomely, but, danger is involved.
Yeah.
And if they want to leave, no hard feelings. They can go on their way.
You have absolutely given them more than ample opportunity to do so back in Sharu's as well. So giving them another opportunity to reconsider. You can't say that they didn't come willingly if they stay on the ship. You have
Stealing
thoroughly
from the
informed
Inquisition,
I'm
going
sure it
like
was-
hunting a pirate that can control the weather. That's
I'm sure they'll get another opportunity to abandon ship before they actually board whatever ship we find ourselves on afterwards. We're gonna give them all the chances until they are out of chances, and then if they complain, it's just,
them.
that's
Yeah,
how we run
no
things around.
take backsies. This is
Take
this is your
backsies.
final.
We gave you 7 opportunities to walk away. You walked in. You pissed me off. You're out of here. Walk the plank.
Okay.
Anyhow.
All right. So,
Yeah, I'm just gonna
um,
watch as we pull in, and while everything disembarks, if there's a wharf master that wishes to have that asks questions, really, I look at Nanette. We should have sent a letter to the Count to have someone meet us here. It doesn't matter. We're doing it.
I think Tomas can probably go and. My
That would-
parents
that
are
would
on
be
the
hel-
island. If
that
he's
would
up
be
for
helpful.
it.
Well, please ask.
Well,
They
I mean,
ask-
yeah.
We know we suggested not walking to me, but I think walking to the Bucca might be safe. But it is entirely
Well,
up to you. They will see us coming, I'm sure.
I was gonna say we
We
could
can turn the flag upside down to make sure that they know that it's not the actual Inquisition.
Yeah, I mean that would be a question. Do we know, GM? Is Labuca normally welcoming to the Inquisition, or Vaticine ships?
No,
Being that this is
when
originally settled by Castilians and the Vaticine.
like you can find like Castilian ships and stuff, but not normally anything that would be associated with a church. The Inquisition, who came and tried to beat the crap out of Charles, were not a normal
Okay.
normal occurrence.
Okay,
Yeah.
then yeah, flipping the flag upside down should at least announce that we are not actually with the church.
I made another flag. It is a rose, so we can tell them that it is ours.
I mean, if you would like to put that up there, but you'd want to take it down, I'm sure, and put it on the next ship that we have.
We can make another one.
So there is no wharf master. I mean, it's Labuca. It's like find a place to park your butt and park it there, kind of deal. So you can park and I don't know. You park a boat, bring in a boat, dock a boat.
You dock it.
Dock
You
it.
You
dock
dock
it.
a boat.
Dock it. Either way, I'm just picturing somebody parallel parking a huge ship. So
You're
whatever.
not entirely wrong. I have watched
Yeah.
someone drift a boat into a dock. It was awesome.
Yeah. So, what would you? I mean, the plank is put down so you can get on the island. Where are you going to go first? What are you going to do first? Who would you like to talk to first?
That's the question. Are we staying together, or are we splitting up at this point? Or do we all go to Everose?
I think we should go
Honestly-
see the Count first things first.
If we
Yes.
could, I don't really want to walk there. Can we get a cart or something? Or can your brother have him send someone?
We could politely request his presence at the dock to show him what the gift we intend to get. In
We
order
could do
for
that.
his
For him
his
to
presence is
understand.
politely requested for the presentation of a wondrous gift.
We really should have sent ahead and asked him to be here when we arrived. It would have made much a grander spectacle that he probably would have enjoyed. But either way, we can try to see if he'll come down here or if he'll send a representative.
Yeah, I mean, you can send anyone you like. You can, I mean, I don't know if Thomas will want to walk. I mean, it's not that far of a walk. I mean, you could send Pip or Squeak, or, you could find somebody and give them a couple coins.
That's what I was thinking. Throw a couple of coins.
I mean, let's find somebody that's at least... I don't want to just send an urchin up to the estate, saying,
Somebody
hey, come down to the docks. That
respectable.
Yeah, we might want somebody...
In La
Nanette,
Bucca.
would you like to go? Well, someone
Well,
more
Nanette
respectable
does have
than a...
non-King's staff. So maybe one of her staff people has the proper comportment and
We'd have to give them
staff.
directions.
We can send Auguste.
You think the Count's house is, like, missable? Honestly?
With how long it took us to find it the first time, a little.
We'll send Auguste. He is very personable and is a trained butler.
Okay, I'm loath to ask. Should I, as the temporary captain, should I go as well?
No,
We are presenting him a
important.
gift. The captain should be here to deliver the gift.
Okay, well, I didn't know if I should go and ask him to come see the gift.
Oh no,
No.
you're too important to leave the ship right now.
Oh,
That's how
I
that
certainly
works.
feel that way, let me tell you. Yes, I will stay here with the ship.
All right.
So we'll send
Uh,
Auguste, and then the rest of us will just handle like logistics of getting everything unloaded and
Right.
crew compliments counted.
Okay. Well, it doesn't take. I mean, go up there. It doesn't take too long. Y'all are busying yourselves with, making sure things are straight, taking your personal effects, anything y'all want to make sure it's handled somehow, so that the ship is ready for.
Nanette, have you marked this ship?
I have not. No. There's no.
I'm going
There's
to-
no
I'm
need
going-
to. Unless you think there is.
I don't
Just
know, there
gonna
might
leave
be,
it
but is what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my gun. The one that you marked, I'll just leave it in the cabin.
All
In
right.
case we need a quick return and your family is no longer here.
Sure.
Oh, I forgot. We can't use it. It doesn't matter. Just say it. Just say it doesn't matter, and I'll go get my gun.
I think you'd be better off having your gun on you in case we are accosted by members of the Inquisition still on the island.
Well, I mean, it's not my only gun, but
We will
okay.
not be able to make a quick getaway, is what I am saying.
Oh, all right, and I go and get it.
Thomas cannot walk all of us.
I wasn't thinking him. My mistake. I apologize.
Oh,
It's okay.
yes. Well, I definitely cannot.
I mean, Tomas would not be able to use your mark, right? Anyway.
No, he would have his own max.
Yeah. So I'll just take my gun. Just take my gun.
Cool. So, is there anything specifically you want to make sure to do to the ship or take with you or anything like that in preparation for the Count arrival?
While we're waiting on the Count, Andreas goes down to the small arms locker, retrieves anybody's personal weapons that were maintained locked up during the voyage, and returns them.
I would say that, and I would probably give an order that only things that were brought onto the ship are taken off the ship. Everything else stays because it's part of the provenance of this gift that we're giving to the Count. If all of the cardinals, aside from anything that we may have used or repurposed, the more that we can leave on that was original to the Cardinals' ownership of it, the better it is. His throne would have been nice, but I mean, it's still there.
That's coming.
It's just repurposed. So, repurposed.
We're not. Wait, hold on. We're not taking the papal seat.
The
No,
people
we're
seat
not.
should remain with the
It
ship.
should.
It's a key
It's-
part of the
It's part
selling
of the
package.
provenance, okay? when he has the
We
ship
can get another
conserved-
one.
Yeah, we'll make another one, and we'll put the cardinal's face on it.
If you think this is the only Inquisition ship we're taking,
Okay. So, after, an hour or so, you see a extremely nice, very Montaigne flavored carriage coming down the hill, coming down the road. It's pulled by horses, and it has, just a couple. I mean, it's nothing truly ostentatious. It's the runaround carriage. I mean, it's silver, not gold, but it's it's the runabout. So yeah, so it's just this nice carriage with a couple horses pulling it, and it pulls up to the dock, and the gentleman running, who'd been leading the horses, gets down, and he opens the carriage. And first, Robert steps out, who you recognize. Looks much the same, tall, glasses, notebook under his arm. And he, yes.
I bet he's got a
and-
nice quill too.
It's so nice.
Yeah,
It's so nice.
Gianni and I are just like, oh my god, these two are just over here turning into puddles. Jesus.
And then he turns to the carriage and he holds out his hand, and the Count takes it, and Robert helps him down from the carriage. And he looks, and he is practically like vibrating. He looks super, super excited from what you see. And he starts talking in Montaigne, which I think everyone can understand out of excitement. Normally he would be thinking same thing, but upon seeing the ship, he starts talking in Montaigne, which I think only Ace can understand.
Ah! And this is the Count, right? That's excited?
Yes. Yeah. And he starts talking
please.
in Montaigne.
Please, I know I am a absolute loser for not being able to understand you, but if you could please, as the captain of this vessel, I would like to converse with you in something that I can understand.
Yeah, he kind of stops as if he didn't. What he had been just saying before, he was just kind of commenting on how, beautiful the ship was. Like, I mean, it's completely up his alley. It's ostentatious. It's ridiculous. Completely impractical.
And stolen.
And stolen. So, it's ticking all the boxes. So he was just basically saying, oh my, what a beautiful ship, and all this stuff, and he was going on. But when Ace says that, he stops and he says, my apologies.
Yeah.
My apologies.
I am also very sorry for not having learned your tongue yet, but understand that they all can understand you, I just can't. And right now I'm the important one, so...
So, you mentioned that he should come down. Did you mention a gift, or that he should come down?
I did. I have,
no
yes.
matter.
I specifically said we have a gift that we would like to surprise you with in dock. In port.
Oh, okay.
Signed,
So,
Captain Ace McYanson, Esquire.
Ooh. Tossed an Esquire on there.
nice.
I don't think you've got a law degree. That is probably illegal
You would?
to write.
Would you know? Would you know if I did?
Okay, admittedly, no. Just feel like that's something Ace would share. Before her name, she would say, oh, by the way, I have a law degree from Avalon.
Yeah.
No big
Okay,
deal.
I didn't put Esquire. I put the first. First of her name.
Robert does. Just by the way.
Oh, we know. We know.
Oh, come on.
That doesn't make him hotter.
Hurting
that
me,
makes it...
Danny.
No, lawyers.
Hey, you
mail
have
order.
to know the law to break it. That's all I'm saying. You have to know the law to break it.
Almost.
Okay. Almost. So yeah, the count says. So you mentioned something about it. He's like kind of beaming. He said you mentioned
Well,
something about a gift.
of course, Sir Count. This lovely ship was apprehended from Charus just after a big storm, but it's in ship shape, if I do say so myself. And my companions and I felt it would behoove us to, well, number one, not sail around in it very long, but we thought maybe you would enjoy it more than anyone else possibly could. This
His
was the
eye-
flagship of Cardinal Mishlu.
Robert even raises his eyes at that. He's like, and the count is kind of he's kind of looking, and he for once is a little stunned, a little, and he starts to go towards the ship, and he
Please,
kind of
please, would you like a tour?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You have brought all of this. I merely asked you to cause a little trouble, but this is beyond the wildest expectations I had.
I mean-
Gianni and Andreas have more than fulfilled what they promised me.
I mean, we did make an agreement to get the map for you, and we are still planning to do that. But we thought that this might be a show of good faith, that we can and will perform what is asked of us, above and beyond all written expectations.
Absolutely. Please show me. What is the ship's
Please,
name?
after this is Fortuna.
Fortuna. And he starts and yeah, I assume you kind of show
Yep,
him
we
around.
show him around. We
and-
show him the Cardinal's belongings, what's still there, the letters that we found, which I assume we have a copy of, and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And yes,
And Nanette quietly provides Robert with the inventory of the ship as current, as well as a list of damages to their property in Charus.
Andreas,
It's an itemized list. Terribly sorry about that. On pages 6 through 9, there's actually some contractors that have already been paid for in case you need to make any changes or fixes or replacements.
when did we damage their property?
There's a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, the one that I cut in there.
And
forgot
the
about
blood
that.
on the floor, the
yeah,
sheets.
that's mine.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
There's
That
an
was my-
itemized list. We may have borrowed some weapons. Not a big deal if clothes are missing. I'm just saying all of that is accounted for, and here's where you can replace it if you need to. And if anything else comes up, here's a liaison to reach out to. She will probably not kill you.
Andreas hands over the.
Are you sending him to Natasha? Oh, okay.
She's fine. It's fine. She'll be fine. She'll love him.
Obviously.
Andreas hands
Yeah.
over. Also, politely slips the entire small arms inventory, locker inventory, as well as like what is in disrepair because it was because it was the Cardinal's flagship as well, instead of an actual military ship. So those were like practically unused.
They were display items.
They really were.
Robert will take your list and in the way he has, he kind of starts looking through with his quill, and he starts just kind of doing that quietly, going through this paperwork while he's following the count. And it's pretty obvious he does this a lot, writing and following the count and taking notes and checking paperwork and all of that stuff.
Andreas leans over to Nanette. His penmanship is fantastic.
Say that louder.
Oh, his penmanship is fantastic.
Oh, yes, it's actually quite intimidating.
Yeah, the count is absolutely, he's almost like a little bit of like a kid. He is like absolutely delighted with stuff that he finds in the ship, and all of the really out there little elegances that the Cardinal had put in there. He's absolutely delighted by that. He starts showing Robert stuff, like, oh, Robert, look at this, look at this, and Robert's just like, yes, it's wonderful, Your Grace, or whatever. And this is just like, the whole time he's just going through and all of that. And once you all have gone back on deck, and he says, so, I must invite you to dinner. Your parents are at my estate, Miss Pindar.
Thank you for entertaining them for as long as you did. Our journey back was longer than anticipated.
Yes, I have heard many, many stories, but I want to hear them from your own lips, all of you. I do want to hear every detail. So, please, allow me to come to you, reunite you with your parents, and I am assuming you will want to take possession of your prize while you are here.
If at your convenience. Andreas is vibrating as much as the Count was when they arrived.
Yes. Yes.
Sudden death has a bit of a head start on us. We should not loiter.
Right. Okay, so he says you must all come up to the estate and we'll have dinner. You will tell me all about it and you can decide where to go from there. I've heard many rumors, so I'm interested to hear which ones are true or not true. I've heard some quite startling things. Storms and destruction in Charuz and an explosion at a church and all sorts of stories. So, if you are prepared, you can come up to the estate and ride in the carriage. The carriage is certainly big enough to hold all four of you or whoever. It's a rather large carriage. He has two rather large horses pulling it, but it could fit, 5 or 6 people if you wanted, to yourselves and like Charles or Tomas, everybody could kind of fit if you wanted to go right then, or if you choose, he says, oh, I can bring you with me right now, or if you have some business you would like to attend to.
Do we have business we need to attend to? No?
Let's just get this over with.
Okay. We'll ride back
All
with
right.
you. Thank you for the offer.
So everybody mostly stays on the ship. The invitation was for you four, but obviously Tomas as well, because it's his parents too, so he's also invited.
We can take Charles too. I think it'd be
well, if you don't offer, then Tomas would ask if he'd be like, can Charlie come too? And
we can't leave him alone in Bucca again. Well, he's been Charlie.
He's been calling him Charlie since for a couple episodes now.
That's right.
It was quite startling.
It's adorable.
Please, Charlie.
Andreas offers to sit in the footman's seat on the back, so that Charlie and Tommy can sit next to each other.
Ooh, don't know about that one.
Charles does not call Tomas Tommy. He calls him. He says Tom.
I was just saying that's probably Tom, but Tom is a very stately name.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
it's Tomas
Charlie and Tom.
Yeah. Or if he's particularly scandalized, it'll be Mr. Prefer, like if Tom's doing something particularly.
What is Tomas' second name, Nanette, so that we can know when Charles is really pissed and uses.
We don't typically have middle names.
Okay, well then it's just Tomas Prefer, and that's when you know that that Charles is.
Middle names are reserved for the Emperor.
Yeah.
You've
probably heard it a couple times when like Tomas had accidentally spilled water or something on a book or something like that, and Charles would be like, Mr. Prefer, can you please, contain,
full regency on that.
Yeah. So the count once you are all settled in the thing, and he's just like, I cannot wait. Tell me everything.
Oh, right now in the ship or in the carriage. Okay. What would you like? Where would
If
you
you
like
don't
us to
finish
start?
by the time we get to the manor, we can continue over
We'll-
dinner.
we'll
But
continue.
I
Where would you
must-
like us to begin?
Well, you used
From the second we
my
left?
sorcerer. Well, yes, I want to hear everything.
Okay. Now, do you really want us to like role play telling him
Oh
everything?
no.
Okay. Yeah.
What
So
I
we
want
do.
you to do is say, is there any? What I will ask is there anything in particular you leave out?
Any and all uses of magic that is not Porte.
Even the Portes.
Yeah, even the Porte is way downplayed.
we will disclose all the events as like a cliff note summary. We don't have to discuss how we got to these places, but this is what we did when we were there. So
How do we stop the storm?
we got to the storm, as
Dissipated.
nature does, dissipated when it hit land finally. But yeah, so we went to the church, or we went to the Primavera house and we saw the cardinal. Then we discuss all of it, and but yeah, we don't mention the Porte or the Sorte or the Sandaris by name in any specific fashion. We can even omit Rosaline if Andreas does not want to bring her name into it.
He'll say that a musketeer helped. A musketeer trainee helped.
And there were rumors all over about the cardinal's whereabouts, and but he's missing. Oops. And we legitimately do not know what happened to him.
Yeah,
He
you
was-
legit do not know. He was sucked into the void.
Yeah,
After that-
I don't know. So I assume we're not mentioning the void. If we're not mentioning Porte, are we mentioning the tearing of the car? Which not all of us know about that, but those of us who do, we're not mentioning that. That we brought the other side into reality. This is
We
a
could
question.
blame it on
above
the
table.
Inquisition. We could totally blame it on the Inquisition.
I mean, the Count would actually probably think it's really cool that, the Cardinal is lost somewhere to the place between worlds.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
but if you think it's going to get someone in trouble, but I feel like the Count would not give two shits. But that's up to the Montaigne nobility that wishes to, if they would like to protect that information. You don't want to protect it, or you don't want to say it?
No, she's not going to mention it.
Okay,
I mean, it's
that's
really
fine.
more Gianni's story to tell, and
Yeah.
It's true.
So
And
do you
Gianni's not
tell
going to say a
him-
thing.
Yeah. So I assume, Gianni, you're not going to tell me about your mom
Oh,
or
no.
Silent or anything like that, I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, that wasn't part of any of it, was it?
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's not any of our information to tell either. So
Right. I'm just making
Oh, yeah.
sure, because I just want to know what you're telling him and what you know. I made the
no,
assumption.
we're
but I
just
wanna
telling
be
him the
sure.
events, not any of the personal disclosures.
Okay. Perfect.
So there
All
was a
right,
fight. The church is destroyed. The cardinal is missing. There was a hurricane. We stole the ship. We sunk the other two in the harbor, and then we fled.
For
And we
distraction
found it-
purposes, Andreas
Yeah,
would
and
go into the mundane details, like the non-supernatural details of all the fights, to make him to make it super exciting, to kind of distract from the things that were yada yada yada, if you will.
Yeah.
I would also ask my friends very quietly, should we give him the stuff about the Rurik or keep that?
Which rumor?
the
Rurik,
Rurik.
Oh, the Rurik.
the ship from last week.
I mean, if
We
he's
were talking
interested,
about
it's ju-
selling the information, but I mean, he might think that's cool too.
It's just
We
an empty ship. Full
could
of
sell it to him.
vodka, hopefully.
So then we found this ship about like a week ago, like 5 days or so, that has been missing for a while, and there's been a lot of stories about it. But we found it; it's just empty. It's got some vodka on it, and
Lots of vodka.
but we have their charts and stuff if you like that. Do you want to start a
give
whole
them to
fleet
Ro-
of storage ships?
give them to Robert. That might have some interesting items on it. That's certainly a story that I have heard about that ship gone missing a few months ago.
We thought we could possibly make a few guilders off of somebody wanting to go look for it.
But you have given us plenty of guilders here.
I wasn't insinuating anything.
But yes, give the information to Robert. I'd be very interested in this ship.
Oh, I absolutely just hand over a stack of stuff that I've been carrying.
Awesome. Yeah, so you pull up to the estate. It is like you remember it, the servants in blue and all of that. And he will lead everybody out into the estate, and he will lead you into what looks like it's like a pre-dinner room. It's like people, have a pre-drink for dinner while dinner's being prepared. He'll bring you into that, and he'll say, "Can I get anybody anything to drink while dinner is being prepared?"
Do you happen to have any March whiskey on hand? They don't keep it in this region very often, but if you do, I'd love some. Just a wee bit.
The Count looks over at Robert, and Robert's like, "We have 2 bottles in the 3rd cellar." As a matter of fact,
Does the 3rd cellar make it better or worse?
It's
It's
the
just
number
a
of
number.
cellars we have.
It's just a number. Okay.
It's
Just
the number of cellars we have.
2 whole
one-
bottles. I'll just take a sip, if I might.
Mhm.
I don't suppose.
Yes.
I don't suppose you have a Sarmatian gin.
2nd cellar, I think we have a bottle or 2.
Oh, there's in
We
the
have-
second, huh?
Most liquors that you can want. We even have some Dubois wine, of course. If
Nah,
that was
that's so
something
shit.
that you would prefer.
Do you have a menu?
heard
Do you
plenty
have a
of his
drink
wine.
menu?
I'll just have what you're having.
What I'm having or what he's having?
What he's having.
There's a pig.
He's got
there's a
excellent
pig-
taste.
Who, Andreas?
No, the Comte.
Oh.
Mhm.
What? I just wanted a good Sarmatian slew gin.
I didn't say anything about it.
Gianni's like, and also some liquor from Vodacci would be great.
No. Gianni
No, I
doesn't
mean,
drink.
Robert says, I can provide you a inventory of the sorts of spirits that we have in the cellars.
Really, it's fine. Water is probably best for me right now. But maybe that whiskey later.
I'll have it brought up and prepared just in case. And some Sarmatian sloe gin, you said?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so Robert will go and he'll to prepare that. The Count will settle in. The chairs are, of course, Montaigne opulence. This room is, of course, decorated in Montaigne blue and gold. Blue and silver. Blue and gold.
Gold. It's gold.
Gold.
Pretty sure.
But plush chairs, there's a couch, there's a fireplace, there's some books on the shelves. I mean, it's a very lounge type area. It's not a library. It doesn't have enough books for a library, but it's definitely a place where people come, hang out, have after dinner coffee or before dinner drinks, or it's like a reception room almost, like a receiving room almost. So the Count will sit down in one of the chairs and he says, "So, while Robert does all of that, what is your plan now? I'm curious on for getting them out."
Well, I will wait and see if anybody else says anything. Does anybody else say anything? Okay, yeah, so the plan right now is we have another ship tracking them, that I do have means to contact in a way, or at least keep tabs on location, direction, if you will. And we're just going to get in the boat and go and see if we can't get there. It's going to take some time, but we should be able to make the distance in a few days. And if the prize ship that Andreas won in the tournament back when, if it's fitted with a full complement of cannons, we have some pretty wily and strategic tacticians on our crew that we come out of Charus with, that I'm hoping we can give old Silent Death a run for his money. We could use friends, though, if I were honest. Friends with ships. Maybe a lot of ships. If you have any, inroads with anyone that might have a fleet.
He looks like he's thinking.
I mean, the way that I believe my companions and I understand it is Giovanni Villanova and Silent Death have struck some type of agreement, or had, with Cardinal Michelou and his Inquisition. And they were working some dark dealings to essentially get the Carnival and what have you, as well as, I assume, turn the tide of the war. I'm hoping that gives them enough enemies that maybe we can find alliances among them.
And if it will
It's not a bad
sweeten the
plan.
pot, if it will sweeten the pot, I have considered putting a bounty on Silent Death of significant value, which should hopefully inspire those of his kind to seek him out as well.
That could work as well. I mean, certainly, I don't know of anyone who truly has a love of Silent Death and how he works. So I don't think it'll be too hard with a significant bounty to make sure that he doesn't have many allies. And do you know, he's going after the Carnival? Is he
That is our belief.
going after it for some sort of reason? I mean, I have heard that there were Cyrnath artifacts and a lot of gold and treasure on the ship, but this seems like a lot of work even for Silent Death for something like that.
He seems to have a big interest, a large interest in family heirlooms, as it were, and with the Tempest being his ancestor, or whatever, as he believes, and now in full possession of both of the Tempest's bracers, I believe there must be something else that he feels is on that wreck that is rightfully his.
Interesting.
I hate to ask, but you do have some knowledge, being on the Bucca. You do have knowledge of pirates and other, I assume, several of the pirate bands, right?
I would assume so. Yes. It's not a bad assumption to make.
Have you ever heard of the Temptress?
The Temptress. The all-female pirate crew.
That's the one, yeah. I've heard very little. I know next to nothing about them, but that's what I've heard.
Well, and he's at that point. Robert comes back with servant in tow, and he can pass out water and drinks to everybody. And he hands the Count a drink. You don't. I mean, it's not anything that you can immediately recognize. I mean, it's some kind of clear liquor with red all throughout it. But yeah,
it's a cherry limeade.
the Count didn't order anything, but he has it anyway, so it's pretty apparent Robert just got it because he knows what the Count was going to order anyway. So
I know you're
he
going to
passes
want your
those out.
pomegranate spritzer.
Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly. You're
With a hint of lime.
Like have your spritzer. Yeah, you're cranky. Have your spritzer. Yeah, and then he will. Juice box. Here you go.
The Count
Adult
gets
juice
to.
box.
You're not a count when you don't. You're not the count when you don't have. I mean, what?
Yeah. Yeah, and then Robert will settle into a chair, and then the Count will say, "Well, I have heard stories about how she uses the attractiveness of her crew and underestimating her crew to lure people into her clutches, for lack of a better term to put it."
Well, I mean, I suppose that works to some degree after some of the people we've run into, but I just didn't know if you'd ever had any dealings with her, or if you had a way that perhaps we could get in touch with her, because I don't know if she's against silent death, but you know, she's one of the ones that I've heard of, so I didn't know if maybe she was would be useful, an ally in this fight. And Ace is definitely, I'm definitely probably blushing a little bit, especially at the mention of, you know, the all-female pirate crew, and that they use their feminine wiles to get people to underestimate them. She would even look at like whoever was sitting near us. She'd be like, I've heard of them. I don't know. I didn't know any of this.
Just asking for a friend. It's difficult.
It's for a friend. For a friend. For a friend.
You're only holding that. No, it's not mine, officer. I swear.
Well,
And as far as I know, I've never mentioned the Temptress to you all. I've only that's yeah. So I thought.
Well, perhaps the big pot of bounty money would motivate them.
It
Well,
might.
Well, it's interesting that you should ask it, because I have heard, but I had not so much dealings myself, but she has been in Bucca recently, and my people did inform me that she was asking around about silent death for some reason.
Interesting. That's... Well, I mean, that could be good or bad. Maybe they're like former lovers or something, and maybe she'd not be wanting to turn against him, but maybe she would be. We don't know. Could be interesting.
One of my people did mention that it did sound rather personal.
I'd have no ideas. I'm new to this whole pirate thing, so.
I don't know, but I believe that was...
Has it been since we were here last?
Robert, you know these things better than I do. He says it was quite soon after you left. Yes.
Interesting. That's very interesting. Well, I appreciate it. Not that I'm in any position to ask, but if you find anything else out about it, maybe you pass it along, if that's okay.
Of course. Of course. At that point, dinner is ready. So it is, of course, a Montaigne affair, Montaigne food, the place settings, all of that. I don't know how familiar. I know Nanette is probably familiar with which forks to use and all of that sort of thing. However, yeah, it's fancy. So and definitely, you know, Montaigne food, you know, like 5 courses, you know, that sort of thing. A little affair. I mean, it's a 5-course meal. It's not much. So
I feel like Guillaume has probably shown the rest of the officers At least some of that. Maybe not like all the forks, because Vadachi forks is what we had, but at least a 3-course meal should be part of the.
Yeah. And so you can ask more questions of him if you would like. He has just invited you all and Thomas and Charles. Your parents are not there yet. You think it's because the count just probably wanted to talk to you all first before any of that happened. But yeah, if you have anything else to ask him, anything like that. But if not, or you don't want to do anything in particular during the meal, then that meal passes. Um,
Ned
do
would
you?
ask to see if he can arrange a meeting with Monsieur Antoine. Just to have a conversation. I would like to see if his services are available in an academic way. My brother is a porte mage, and he is still lacking in training.
Thomas gives you a look, like really, you're
But
gonna treat me like a baby. He just gives you this look, like
you need more education in
right
this.
in front of Charlie, right in front of Charlie. Come
I
on,
think
this
he
is
would appreciate you being studious, wouldn't you, Charles?
He actually doesn't say that, but you're siblings, so you're getting the look because he's like
Yeah,
looking
like
at
he
you
says
and
it with
looking
his
over at
eyes.
Charlie. Yeah, he's like, and then he's like looking over at Charlie to see like how he's reacting, and he's just like, that
He'd
sort of
love
thing.
it if you're studious and attentive in your lessons. It's his
He
turn
narrows
on.
his eyes at you. Count says, "Oh, of course, of course, of course. Um, that I will certainly let him know, and I'm sure he would love to talk with another Porte mage. Anything else? Any of y'all want to bring up or talk about, or talk to Robert or any of the others?
Ace, feeling that once all that stuff is done with and the rest is all going to be like personal stuff, she's probably going to request to retire to a room. And
Okay.
she's probably ready to crumple into a heap and recharge for a while.
The count will offer his rooms in the estate, so you don't have to sleep on the ship. You can of course sleep on Andreas's ship if you would like, if you want to. But the count will also offer, if you want to have rooms made up here, his baths are also available.
I
Which
would
Nanette can
love-
vouch are luxurious. So
Honestly, Andreas probably got a
I was
much
saying
better
Nanette didn't get to
experience.
use them. I didn't think.
Very
Andreas
briefly.
abused though. They were so good. So
Yeah,
good.
Ace is going to disappear for a long bath and then a dark room where she
Do you want the
doesn't have
Davis to
talk
join
anyone.
you? They give really
you-
good back massages.
You're the only one that can feel them, so it's fine. It's you
Missing
keep 'em.
out.
Andreas could go as you go off to take the bath address. Like, use the amber bottle. It's just so wonderful. Your skin feels fantastic afterwards.
when you do go up there, I don't know if you remember how I just, but
I do.
After I'll start with Ace. Okay, I'll start with Ace, and then we'll kind of go around to what everybody else does. So yeah, you were shown up to a really nice room, and it's well appointed, cushy bed, larger than you probably expected. It's got a balcony, looking over the island. It's very nice, and the staff that showed you to the room asked if you would like anything.
I'll take that whiskey now. If March whiskey, the oldest bottle you have. I don't know how long I'll be here. Start with the good shit.
Of course, Captain Ganson. The baths are this way if you wish to take part in them.
Oh, I absolutely would. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Shall I have the whiskey delivered to the baths?
That would be lovely.
Excellent. And he goes off. So yeah, the baths are huge. I mean, it's bass, but swimming pool essentially.
Right.
Like heated,
Right.
yeah, like all the
The good
fancy
shit.
and
Yep.
shelf with the various oils and massages and massage oils and
Does
shampoos
he
and
have
things like that.
does he have like masseurs on on staff? Can I be like, I would love a Vesson massage if I could snag one.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
don't know what the Swedish analog is.
That's about it.
The servant does eventually. So I assume Ace goes to the baths, and after a little while, the
Oh.
servant comes back.
Ace is gonna
with the
have a
whiskey.
full-on spa day by herself with another bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, the staff comes by with the whiskey, and if you ask about a massage, they absolutely can provide that. The count does indulge in those things upon occasion, of course. This is not surprising. So he says, I will go fetch them for you. And yeah, and then after that, a little while later, there's actually on the edge like these tables and stuff that you can lay on to get a massage if you like, and all of that. So yes, okay, excellent.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah,
All
you
right,
don't have to
so-
keep describing it. Ace is having a time. It's fine. Leave her be.
Yeah. Oh no, I was just wanting to finish that up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay, let's go to Gianni.
I would actually talk a little bit more with the Count.
Sure.
I would ask, the Count, you collect odd tales, a lot of odd things, and maybe the first or most knowledgeable about, the ship in the Tempest. Do you know anything more, like legends about, its final resting place, the dangers, things like that?
His eyes kind of light up a little bit, and Robert, catch out of the corner of your eye, Robert has a little like, like you've done it now kind of thing. And the Count gets up and he doesn't say anything, but it's pretty apparent you're supposed to follow him. Because if
we
you
go.
don't get that, Robert will he just kind of goes. And he will but I want to because I'm assuming this is going to be like after dinner and all of
Yes.
that sort of thing. Okay. So let me pause you right there and go to Andreas.
Andreas will basically there. Well, I'm guessing Robert is getting up as usual to follow the Count, and
Yes.
Andreas will gather his attention and indicate for him to wait for a moment, and go and will say and will politely ask in Avalonian if Robert would be willing to take him to see his ship.
Of course. We can do that tonight, or would you prefer waiting till the morning?
I kind of want to see it tonight.
All right. Let me take care of a couple of things, and then I will send someone to fetch you, and I will take you there myself.
Of course, thank you. I appreciate it. I figured that Gianni and the Count will be chatting at least well into the small hours of the night, and this way we could do a few more extra things.
Of course. Let me go to attend to those things. And will you be staying in the estate tonight?
Probably.
I can have someone take you up to your room, and I will send someone to fetch you when we are ready to depart.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Same rooms as before?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I know my way.
Okay. And if you need anything, there is like a staff, like a bell of some kind or whatever to alert that you need something. So, all right. Unless you want to have a specific request or describe how Andreas is going to hang out for a little bit.
Nope, he'll just basically clean up a little bit and and prepare to go see his prize.
You should freshen up for your date.
Oh, fully intend to.
Just
All
don't
right.
disturb my spa day.
Dave's like, are you gonna sleep with this one, or is this just gonna be more weird talking?
Yeah.
More weird talking. That's how we get down.
And Nanette,
ship.
how is Nanette going to?
Nanette is not doing okay, if you're asking.
No, this is
fine.
it's definitely not fine. She has to deal with her parents. So yeah, she has been putting on a continuous act of being the poor wounded bird from Charus. She has always kept her bandages on. Probably doesn't need them at this point, but that's what the word is among the crew and friends, is that she has kept her bandages on this entire time.
You know, you could have had a friend there
Very
for
sad,
moral
very
support
tragic.
if you'd asked for it.
I've got Tomas. I'm sure he would love to see Mama and Papa and
Oh,
tell them about his new boyfriend.
I forgot to mention this, but Andreas would have offered Nanette gin for a different texture of drink. The slow gin.
I think I'm fine with whatever this is.
He wouldn't.
I don't know.
He would have done it very politely,
red.
not trying to indicate why he was doing it. Like not trying to indicate the deeper reason, but like something for her to try from my homeland.
Sure. Be great. I'm just gonna knock him back.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. You still can get drunk, so
yes.
let's not, you know.
No better way of making a fool in front of parents than absolutely sloshed.
Okay.
Look at what
cool.
a train wreck I am, Mom.
So, after dinner, are you gonna take Thomas up to talk with your parents?
Yes, we should go see how they're doing in the Count's
Excellent.
hospitality.
Indeed. Charles, he sort of looks at Thomas as if like, do you want me to go or anything like that? But Thomas does not. He tells Thomas, oh no, go to your room and all of that, sort of stuff,
Enjoy the baths, they're lovely.
So sure. Okay, so Charles is going to his room. He has actually procured a couple books from the Count somehow. You don't quite remember when that happened, but when he goes to walk away, you do see he has books, which he did not have when he walked in. So somehow he has finagled books and leaves, and you and your brother go and are led to your parents' room. So here we are. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so first I want to go back to Ace. Is Ace going to do anything in particular this evening, or is she just going to have her spa day and then go rest?
Honestly, Ace is going to make herself available should anyone need her, but she has nothing else she needs to do. She has no friends, family here.
Okay. Take a quiet moment
recharge.
for herself.
It's introverted recharge time.
Okay.
Available if needed, otherwise off screen.
Yeah. At some point, Charles comes in to use the baths as well. So
Are you here to look through my drawers again, Charlie? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding,
he
friend.
turns red.
Really,
I'm just absolutely red.
I just wanted someone else to blush once. That's all I do. Cry and blush. I guess we're together in that. I guess we're closer than we thought we were.
Yeah. Charles looks around and he's like, "This is nice. I didn't realize the Count. Well, I probably should have suspected the Count had these types of baths. Suppose.
Is my presence embarrassing? I start to scoop up bubbles and like cover the important bits.
Oh no.
I mean, if
Uh,
I can leave if you'd like me to. So I've been here a while. I probably turning into a prune.
Yeah, believe it or not, he doesn't seem bothered by that at all.
I don't remember
Um,
if he was in the Puerto del Sur hot tub experience.
He was
He was
not.
not.
He
Yeah,
was up
he might have
crying in
just
the
stayed.
room.
That's right.
Yeah,
He missed out.
That was where the
but he
Charles
doesn't
crying
seem.
first came.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem bothered by it or anything like that. Um, and but he does seem a little preoccupied, I guess. But you know, I mean, everybody has a lot to think about, so
Would
you know.
would you like a drink, Charles? Have you ever had island whiskey?
No.
Well, I won't force it on you, but it's a lot different than Inish whiskey. Um,
Oh. Hmm. Sure, sure. If you're offering, and he kind of straigens
absolutely.
himself up a little bit.
I will wade over to where he is. That's massive path, and
Yeah.
I assume a servant, upon hearing me ask, has already provided another glass. And yeah, here you go. It's quite nice. It's meant to be sipped. Smell it first, then sip. It'll be fine. You do not want to shoot it, I promise. I mean, you could, but
He sniffs it. He says, "Oh, it smells warm, almost."
yes, yes. A little woodsy, a little oaky on the back end, yeah.
Yeah, he starts sipping on it, and after a minute or two, he says, "I'm gonna have to talk to the Invisible College again."
I I don't recall if I ever appropriately apologized to you for giving the bracer away, but I am sorry. It was the only thing that I could think to do in the moment.
I don't blame you. The Invisible College can be, well, you know how academics can be. And you're sitting there like
I
looking
hang
at
out
kind
with
of
so
like,
many yes,
yeah,
just
you
the
know,
worst.
like, um, you know, sometimes they don't see the human part of the things they study. You know, the history that comes behind it. They're concerned about the things and the artifacts and the and all of the other things, the dates and all of that other things. But all history is all about people, you know. And as he keeps sipping, he kind of gets more loquacious about history and how important this stuff is to preserve and blah 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 blah.
As he sips more, I will tip a little bit more in. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then eventually, um and after he empties his glass, he will kind of cut his eyes to the bottle again. Like you kind of get
Would
the
you
hint
like
he might.
more?
Well, it would be rude to
It's not rude at all. This is what we call bonding where I come from. So, uh, we will
yeah.
we'll just I'll give you a little bit more, and I'll take a little bit more, and you just I'm here
Mhm.
to listen to you. No, does anyone listen to you, Charles?
Tom.
Oh, so you brought it up. I have to know. Are you two an item yet officially? Like going
Um
steady?
so
Do you
so
wear his ring?
so you ask that, and he gets even like redder, like it's hot water and
I
stuff. But
I am believe me. It's those primveres, I tell you. They have a way, do they not?
he says, "You know what?" And he kind of spills a little in his you know, in his like
Ooh,
he says
try not
he
to do
says
that. It's good shit.
you know, because he like just moves his hand real
Yeah, yeah,
quick
yeah,
and a
yeah.
little bit washes over, and he says, "You know what? I can't understand that man, honestly."
They're like foggy mirrors. You can't see a goddamn thing with them.
Exactly. Like he'll say things and I think, he means one thing and then, does he though? I don't know. And that's
the little bit that I've have encountered of Tom. Don't tell him I called him that. I'm sure that's a private thing between the two of you, but it's so easier to say. One syllable names all the way. Can I call you Chuck? Actually, speaking of that, is that all right? Chaz, Chuck, what do you
so
prefer?
no one's ever called me those things before.
I only
But if
mean
you
it in
like,
the. It's a term of endearment. If I give you a nickname, it's because I like you.
well, oh, of course then. If it is an offer of friendship, then absolutely.
Well, the whiskey was an offer of friendship, friend. It was just familiarity, but it's fine, Charles.
He kind of looks down at the glass and he says, "Well, I don't have a lot of friends."
Yeah, me neither, lad. It's all right. But my limited experience with Tomas, uh, depending on what you think he means, he probably does. Like, if you think he's being a little trying to, you know, get a place you might not be, he stumbles over all of it.
Isn't he just sort of like that, though? I mean,
I don't know. I know nothing about the Primbears. If he's just like that, his sister is very different. Very different. He seems
He's
to really
kinda
like you.
sighs.
If that's any indication, he hasn't flirted that hard with any of the other lads on the ship.
See, and that baffles me. I mean, why?
You're a very handsome young man.
I mean, if he
Don't say bad things about yourself. You're very handsome and
Um,
endearing, full of feelings and vulnerable. I mean that in a good way.
Are you sure that's not the whiskey?
Well, I mean, believe me, I've been mainlining Highland whiskey since I was very small. This is about as real as I get. So
Indeed. Well, your conversation can go on like that if you want to ask
that's
him
all.
something
That's all we
specific,
talk
but
about.
yeah. I assume
We
Ace
try
is
not
gonna
to
be
dry. We try not to
encouraging him.
drown. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
she's
I
gonna be
assume-
like, "Go for it, go for it."
Yeah.
Somebody on this fucking expedition should be getting laid. Might as well be you.
Nice. Okay.
That's the whiskey talking.
That's the whiskey talking. Excellent. Okay, so going back to Gianni. Okay, so the Count goes and he is following him, and he goes up to this hallway. These hallways where he keeps his collections. You've been in a couple times.
Fond memories.
Yeah. And he takes you to one, and he says it's called the Flag Room. You see on the sign in Montaigne. And he opens the door, and lights come on, are lit, and all of that stuff. And you see that this room is filled with flags. It is absolutely filled with flags. There's different country flags hanging around of various kinds. You definitely see some pirate flags, some really old ones of different merchants and things like that. A whole collection of flags. And he goes over to a flag. It is a dark blue, like a very, very dark gray blue color. Looks like a storm. And it has not really a lot of objects in it, but it does have what seem to be white, look like lightning strikes going along diagonally across the flag. And the Count points out and says, this if my sources are to believe, when I inquired this piece, is the flag of the Tempest.
Okay. Lightning, yes?
Yes, yes. It was said that the Tempest is obviously named such. This will come as no surprise that the Tempest could control the weather and storms. And that was how he gathered most of his treasure and riches and reputation, of course. What I do know, some suspect the Tempest's background is quite murky. But I do know that the Tempest, from what I hear, came from a very, not very, shall we say, solvent background, not from a very wealthy family. But he had strong magic, sorte magic, from what I hear. And trust me, you do not know how much I had to pay or what I had to give up for that information to get this flag. Of course, as you know, being Vodachi yourself, men do not have sorte powers. They cannot use sorte.
But his.
It was
Yes.
right. But it is rumored that the Tempest had such abilities as well, and used that and the bracers of legend to acquire all of these riches. There is some rumors, several theories as to why he was doing all this in the first place. Some say that there was a major wrong back in the beginning of his life that he was trying to rectify. Some tragedy or some sort of insult or something that he couldn't let abide, and he wanted revenge against not only the country but the world because it was so egregious. Others say that he was simply power hungry, and others say that it was actually several people who were the Tempest, which I don't believe. That person was not quite a reliable source. I'd be more inclined to believe the others. But the Tempest is steeped in mystery. And of course, the map of the Carnival has been linked that you are going to acquire. And it seems Silent Death, Silent, I don't keep saying Silent Death, is going after, was tied also with the Tempest that night that it went down. So I have heard.
But so, over the years, the Tempest and the kind of legends and the stories about where it is and the dangers around it, really nothing more.
I'm afraid not. The Tempest rarely left anyone to tell stories, honestly.
Hmm. Did anybody
It
know what
could
his
even
name
be.
was?
I don't recall.
Just a odd thought I had. Well, perhaps another family line, another merchant prince, perhaps gone. Somebody removed from power in the duchy. Just thought.
Well, I do know that when I was acquiring these pieces, such as the map of the Carnival and the flag here, some years ago, I know that the Villanovas were quite the rival, and they were quite the pests in obtaining these items. While I was attaining these items, I do know that the Villanova family were quite interested in this story as well. They, of course, did not get these items as they are here, but it did make it quite more difficult.
Thank you. I still have much to think about, but I'd hoped don't know, no. That there's more to it. Legends, dangers, hidden pirate treasure, you know.
Well, if legend is true, the Carnival has quite the treasure. And I would imagine that the Tempest had to do something with all of the riches that he gathered throughout the years. Of course, no one's found some sort of Tempest layer of any sort.
No. What was it? What was it? Remembering, uh, the, oh, what was it called? Was it the Horns, or what was the name of the location we thought they were sailing to? Does anybody remember?
The teeth or something?
It was like the
Yeah,
the,
it was
it was like the
Prophet's
drag-
Teeth, I think.
the
No, it
Dragon's
was.
Teeth or
I
the
had named
Devil's
it
Teeth?
yeah, the Dragon's Teeth, because I was like, they don't really have like a devil as far as I know. So, it's the
yeah,
Dragon's
that's what.
Teeth.
Yeah, that's why I was confused at first and thought it was
Yeah,
up near
the
Iceland.
Dragon's Teeth. Yes.
Yeah. Do you know anything about the Dragon's Teeth?
Well, I know it's a very dangerous place to sail.
Why
That's about all.
specifically?
Well, the Dragon's Teeth are large rock formations that form out of the water, much like the ones that are to the entrance of La Bucca.
Okay. So, just dangerous place to sail, but nothing too unusual.
Most go around them when they can.
Very
I
good.
hear sometimes pirates hide amongst them, but
I think we would know if that was accurate if any captain would say that if they came here, right? I would say hiding there or whatever, yeah. Anyway,
telling
thank you.
myth from the truth is always an effort in this place.
I was just hoping perhaps there was some other legend, some other tale. Eh. But I appreciate your time.
Of course, well, if I can offer any advice, I know the Invisible College usually follows up on those things, and they usually have more information. I've worked with them on a couple of occasions.
I will leave that to the person who deals with that sort of thing.
Hmm.
I'm always more about the odd chances.
I see. Well, if there isn't anything else, I can have someone show you to your room if you would like, or back to the ship.
I
Back to.
think one night in a normal bed would be nice. I'm still not used to being on the ship very much.
Of course.
I probably could use a bath.
You think he'd
And
give you
he
the
will,
flag if you asked?
Hmm?
Would he give you the flag if you asked? I bet it has a strong fate line to the ship it was from.
Just go fondle it, babe. Go fondle it with your fate eyes.
Yeah. May I? Look at this flag and see if there's a freight line tied to it.
Okay. Go ahead. Let's make some rolls.
Okay.
An hour and a half into the game.
So we get to make rolls in this roll game? This role playing game? I know.
Rolls,
We
Let's
have
play
to-
the so where you
role
can't have
playing
no
is
rules.
the important thing. I agree. I'm being a bitch. I'm being a brat.
Yeah.
Look.
Role play.
Yeah. Yeah. So how many do you what do you have in Sorte? What
Goodness. I've taken it 3 times
All.
now.
All pit.
I almost have every power associated with Sorte. So I think
Okay.
there's one I do not have.
Okay, so let's do Let's do wits and your sorte. Use your dots and sorte for your dice.
Okay.
And just tell me how many successes
And
you
remember,
get.
you do
and I'll
have
give
hero
you-
points and stuff too.
Europe. That's a good. It's a good pool for me. Ooh. I rolled a 10. I rolled 8 and 3, so that's another one. I rolled a 6 and 5, that's another one, and a 9 and a 2, and that's another one, so that's 4 total.
4. Okay. First thing you see is usually objects. Okay. Have to be, I mean, because fate lines are usually between people most of the time. However, items that are really important, or let's say a sorte mage, a sorte practitioner has used or intends to use or can manipulate in some way will also have fate lines. Okay.
Mhm.
And that is what you see. This Tempest flag has a gold thread, much like the one that you saw the very, when you first met your 4 companions and you realized you all had this gold uh thread together. And you kind of concentrate on it, and you know, with all the other stuff going on, when you were here last time and looked, you figured it gotten jumbled up with everybody else's. You actually hadn't realized that it was going to something else. You had assumed it was the gold threads that were attaching you to your friends, but it is this one goes and is attached to somewhere off. Uh, the thread follows off into the distance out of the room.
This is very nice. You like to collect tales, do you not?
Yes.
You and I are the only ones in this room. I will tell you a tale
Yes.
that only you will ever know.
I'm intrigued.
You talk about this Tempest and that he can use Suerte.
Mm-hmm.
It is true.
And how do you know that?
And I reach out and I'll tug on that fate line. I'll spend a hero point and I will just tug on the fate line of that flag. Just so that it blows in the wind.
The Count looks at you, looks over at the flag, and his eyes go wide. Really? That's fascinating.
I don't know. I don't know. It looks like I thought it was a fluke. It looks like it's a family trait.
You're related to the Tempest.
And there is the tale.
The Count is like finds a place to sit down. He's ready for this. Whatever you're gonna tell him, he's ready.
I lay it out as far as Silent Death and my brother and me. But that's as far as I go. I do not reveal any information about my mother. I basically allude that she's dead. And I will request the flag. What I pulled on it is a line that may lead to the ship.
Well, what does a line going to the flag mean?
Uh, items that have curses, magic, or have been used by influential, powerful people, sometimes they have lines of their own.
Hmm.
But it means that it still has a fate.
Hmm.
It's a very odd thing because we're talking about that which could happen, might happen, but will happen all at the same time.
Hmm. Hmm. You should take it then to find the map and the ship.
That's what I was going to ask. As I said, a tale now that only you know.
I do want it back though, because now it even has a better story to go along with it.
Knowing our luck, you'll probably end up with that ship too.
He will give you the flag. He'll take it down from where it is, and he'll hand it over to you. He says, "Well, I'm very interested to see how all of this plays out. Seems there was a lot
Certainly,
more at
Bob.
stake than I first suspected."
Ah,
Well,
there you go. Thank you.
I wish you a good night.
Thank you
Then.
very much. And Gianni takes the flag and goes and finds his room and finds a bath privately.
The bath.
It's a big bath, babe. So you're
Yeah.
just going to come join Charles and I. Although I've
Yeah.
probably set Charles up on the side so he doesn't drown.
Yeah. By the time you get to the bath after talking with the count, yeah, like Charles and Ace are in there, and they seem to be in conversation.
Don't worry, Johnny. You can stay over there and we'll leave you alone. Unless you're thirsty.
Don't drink much.
I know. It was an offer anyway.
I appreciate it.
You would definitely overhear that they're talking about Thomas and the Preem Bears, probably, unless Ace switches the topic when Gianni.
I would probably change it. Not that
Does
not that
Charles
Gianni
get
doesn't.
changed?
Gianni doesn't. Gianni's already well aware that there's something weird fucking going on with Ace anyway, with regarding that topic. So it's fine. It's fine.
Well, it's mostly about Thomas anyway, and Charles, who you can tell. I mean, you saw him drunk before in Puerto del Sur, and he's on his way for sure.
Yeah. Ace would not let Charles get super drunk. He's probably immediately tipsy. I don't foresee him as being much of a drinker, but
He's a lightweight for sure.
yeah, she's keeping him low. I mean, they've barely gotten like a third of the bottle down. So, but yeah, if he starts to get really whew, then she's gonna like, hey, why don't you sit on the side? Why don't you pull up a chair? I'd hate for you to, drift off. And I'll get you to bed here soon.
Mm-hmm.
But does Charles
Awesome.
keep rattling on?
Oh yeah, of course.
Charles? I'm going to tell you this. As an outside observer. Look,
I'm
in all the heavens, we have no idea what time we have left. Quit living with regrets.
No.
He starts to sniff. He starts to sniff.
Jenny, what the hell are you doing? Leave the poor lad alone.
Okay, good. I was afraid he was gonna just get up and walk and just go for it right then and there, not even put on
Completely
pants.
not dressed or anything like that. Just bust in with
Yes,
the net in her
yes.
parents. Just a whole deal. Here we are. Yeah. Well, Charles, when you start saying that, he kind of takes that in for a second, and you definitely see the lips start to quiver as he starts to think about that.
Oh,
And
you don't have to cry. You don't have to cry.
Yeah,
Johnny,
don't.
you son
Okay,
of a bitch.
sorry. It's
You've ruined a good moment.
The regrets are that about the time we might have left.
he's right. You don't want to live with regrets. So if there's something you want to do, you just need to go and fucking tell him and do it, you know?
But clean
Maybe.
yourself up first, friend.
All right. They are gassing Charles up over there in the back.
I'm just, if you need moral support, I've got nothing else planned for my evening. So you just let me know about it. But
Wingman.
Oh my gosh.
we
Let's be
probably
fun.
should wait
Michael's
until
down
they're...
for this.
Let me find the concertina and the violinist.
Serenading Thomas out the window just below the Count's estate. That's actually
Yes.
super romantic, kind of.
holding
Right?
the
Tom Boss would be
boombox out.
super into
No, you
it.
can just hold me up there. I'm very tiny.
He's just
Boombox. Yeah.
he's just an Apollonian standing there, asking for him and telling him Montaigne.
We're gonna... I'm just
Wow,
saying,
okay.
Charles. We'll get you...
I love how
we'll get
this
you
role
set up.
play was not even about y'all. That's so funny. Just all were invested in getting these NPCs.
We're invested in Charles finding happiness, and if you're not ready, Charles, don't let anybody, especially us two motherfuckers, to tell you
hell
anything
no.
about it.
I know.
Okay.
The only thing I know about love is that I have been in the 1,000 love stories on stage. Never experienced it myself. So, what the fuck do I know?
Really, Gianni?
Yeah.
I think you need to come over here and have a drink with your old friend Ace.
Why?
Let's just join us. Let's have a chat.
Okay. And yeah,
Oh,
Jenny will come join you.
alrighty. Awesome. Let's move on to Andreas. Lounging in the room.
Yep, just
Um,
relaxing.
The Davis is there, of course, and he is looking out. You have a balcony, of course. And all these rooms along this side have balconies. And the Davis is there, of course, looking out at the balcony. And the Davis says, "So, what exactly is your final plan, Andreas?"
I need you to be a little more specific.
Well, after all of this, are we taking these things from this ship? Are we sinking this ship? Are we? I mean, this is a little. It's a little touchy feely for me, to be quite honest. All of this rescuing people and going after, stopping people from doing. I mean, I was quite impressed with that storm. I'll be honest with you. I mean, we could do so much. We could talk to Silent Death, and I am sure that between you and I, we could convince him to let us help. Think about it. Think about it.
I am. And all I come back to is the same thing. We were at a decent place. We were starting to get good, and now, now you're wanting me to go.
It is boring. It is boring. It is boring.
I took out so many members of the Inquisition, but a week ago.
It was a week ago. That was a week ago. What have you done for me lately?
I mean, when I get the new ship, you're going to have your own little spot in my cabin. This was discussed. I have not gone back on my word yet.
I know, but I mean, what do you want? What do you want? You have that musketeer back in Charus.
I do.
I could help with that.
But I don't need your help there.
What is it then? What do you want?
Well, right now what I want to do is stop Silent Death from doing more damage. I know, it's rescuing people.
didn't come to me and make a deal with me because you wanted to do good or whatever it is you're trying to do.
I wanted
You
to.
were angry. You were ambitious. You wanted to be the best, and that's what I agreed to. And yet here I am in some cushy Montaigne fuckhead's bedroom with no blood around at all.
The blood's in the
Nothing
basement.
exciting, no battle.
The blood is in the
nothing.
basement. I spilled some of it there. We are above that fighting pit.
That was even before the Inquisition. That was even before all that.
There is much blood and destruction coming. I feel it. I'm surprised you don't. Us going and hunting fierce pirates over treasure that they believed is theirs. That's going to be a battle. That's going to be a fight.
You're trying to avoid my question. What
What
is
do
it
I
you
want?
want?
What do I want? I want... I don't know. Right now, my short-term goals are to assist with the taking down of Silent Death. Past that, I'm not sure.
And what do you get out of that? What do I get out of that? You've already promised me a shrine on the ship, but that's beside the point. That was
Agreed.
for my help earlier.
Mm-hmm. What do you get out of it? Well,
Mhm. Once this little silent death thing happens, what do I get out of it?
well, depending on when I get that when I get the letter back from the Ratas, you may get more deals. You may get more bargains.
And how likely do you think that is?
I don't know. It was I worded the letter as strongly as I could, tried to impress upon them the importance of this.
Well, all I'm saying is, I think you should think about that. Think about what it is you're actually doing. You have all of my abilities at your disposal.
I do.
And you could do so much more than this.
Maybe that's where I was wrong when we first met.
Humans.
When we first met, When we first met, I was young, full of pride, and a fool.
I won't argue that. You're no longer young, but I'd argue you're still a fool.
Me and your thoughts. Sometimes in my own as well.
Davis goes quiet then. I was staring brutally out the balcony. Just
Yes, Lee Pace brooding. I mean, what?
yes. All right, Nanette and Thomas.
We're just gonna
Heading
hold
up.
hands. Like, we're not gonna mention the Porche thing. Right?
We're not.
We're not. Let's
We're
not.
not.
We're not. It'll be better. You know how they get. They're gonna want me to marry somebody else. Let's just... You did it. you fixed everything, and it'll be great. They'll believe it.
And gives you the, yeah, okay. Sort of look. Yeah, they're taking it up to a room. And let, knock, and you hear, come in, your mom's voice. And the staff opens the door, and you're let into the rooms. Look, just as they had been when you were last here. It's a different one than you were in, but they're much the same in terms of luxury and amenities and all of that. And your parents are sitting, in chairs. Your father seems to be engrossed in some papers, and your mom is doing needlework, as a lady should be doing needlework to pass.
It's a good way to pass the time and take out frustrations. Yes.
Stabbing things over and over and over again.
We can't afford therapy, so it's a little murder.
Yeah. They see you and come right over. Your dad, gets right up from the desk. Your mom puts down the needlework. They come over and embrace both you. Annette, Thomas, and they're hugging you. Where have you been? What had happened?
Oh, we are so sorry. We had to take a slow way back. It was dangerous. But we're here now, and we're all together. I don't think we can go back to Charus anytime soon. Has your stay been good? Tell me about it.
Your father gets this look on his face. It's like pre-lecture mode. Like, you can tell he's about to, pontificate on something. But your mom kind of gives him this whatever. It's like, we're just glad to see that you're okay, right? And your father's like, yes, of course. Come, and your mom's like, come, sit down, and tell us, how did this, we went through the walk, which was terrifying, to be honest, and when we arrive here, and Count Everett, how, we're just confused, Nanette.
It's a very complicated thing. We happened to make his acquaintance, and he offered his assistance in retrieving you and giving you a place to stay until I can arrange for something else in the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think the Inquisition will be a problem anymore. They hopefully won't come looking for any of you anymore. There might have been rumors spread that you died in the explosion at the house, so it's fine. Be nice and quiet here. It's great for your skin, this tropical air.
Your mom starts to look a little panicked, and she's like, well, what are we to do? We have no money, and now we're dead? Where are we supposed to go?
I will provide for you. I have some assets set aside for this sort of thing. I will get you a nice villa here in Bucca. A number of the staff are here. They are willing to continue working with you, for you. I have made sure that everyone else is accounted for and provided for.
Your father goes, when did you get assets? What assets?
Oh, there might have been some gambling involved. But
what?
There's...
Your mom starts to look a little, she's like...
That's not even the worst of it. But, I'd also had some assets set aside in Montaigne, just in case anything were to happen. I didn't expect this, but a lady must be prepared for all eventualities.
Thomas is sitting next to you, and Thomas looks at you, smiles, and she goes, "And we met Olivier Dubois." And your parents
that's
are like,
lovely. Yeah, that.
"What? What?" This is a lot, Nanette.
I'm sure this is a lot to take in right now, but rest assured you are safe here, and you will be well taken care of. And you won't have to deal with nearly as much of the backstabbing as in Charus. Or the rumors.
I don't know, Nanette. I mean, your father's like, we don't even know what's going on, really. I mean, it seems a lot more than something you might have stolen from the church.
Well, I didn't steal anything. I merely ran away from the wedding. There is more going on, and I'll tell you what happened since then. And she sort of lays out everything that she knows. She keeps obviously any sort of magic on the down low, but just like that there was this artifact that this pirate is going after, and now she got mixed up in it, and we're just going to see this through and get revenge for what he did to Charus. He can control the weather. She's just like straight up telling that part.
Ben's like, well, you're obviously not going to. I mean, we're going to stay here, right? All of us. If that's what you're offering, and that's the situation we're in. We're all going to stay here, right?
Unfortunately,
This is your mother. By the way, your mom's like, we're all staying together.
I would love to, but I must see this through. You know, I'm very prideful, and Silent Death and the Inquisition have put a mark on our name, and I must clear it if we are to go back to Charus one day. And I'm also paying for the ship and all the crew. So.
What?
Minor technicality.
Your father gets up and goes over to like liquor bottles that are like a little bar that's set up, and he gives some pours some sherry for your mom, and like he takes like a huge glass of wine, and he's like tipping it back, and then he fills it up again. Your mom even does that too. They're like,
I've been making investments.
Your beautiful hair and your skin. What?
There, like I said, there was an explosion at the estate. We were very lucky. Only a few people got hurt, and as you can see, I can never recover. And I have already petitioned the Aubert to annul the wedding because our family name's tarnished so. And I am, unfortunately, sorry, my cat is just like, cannot even right now. Sorry, I was getting more cat hair in my face than was medically recommended. But yeah, as injured as I am, I will not make a fitting bride anymore. It's so tragic.
Oh God.
Wiping away like absolutely fake tears.
Yeah, your mom's like, look what you've done, and she goes over to try to to comfort you and all of this stuff, We can talk about this later, honey. We can talk about this later. We don't have to do anything yet, right? We can talk about this and figure it out.
It's already been done. I couldn't go through with it for a number of reasons, and
oh, he's looking for you. He started looking for you right after.
Well, I'm sure he will get the notification. I've reached out to his family. It will be. I think they will accept the offer that I have given them.
And your father's like, oh, maybe we should just discuss this more in the morning. everyone's okay for now. So there. And yeah, so your family's gonna kind of like, we're gonna move past that. Everything's fine. For now, let's just shove all these things deep down and
We're gonna bury it and scream about it later, like
Okay.
separately.
So before everyone turns in, is there anything anybody in particular wants to do?
I'd like to go
Are we
see my
all-
ship.
Oh yeah, he's gonna go see his ship. The rest of us are all going.
Oh,
to
that's
bed,
right. I
assume.
forgot to come back to him. Yes. Okay. Yes. So you're in your room after, and eventually, Robert comes to your room, and knocks, and he says, "You wanted to see the ship."
Please.
He will take you out of the estate, and he will take you down to the docks. There's not a carriage or anything, but he offers horses unless you want to walk.
Andreas can ride. He'll ride to
Okay.
make it easier.
Yeah. Robert's a good equestrian. He's not bad. So you all ride down to the dock, and there's the ship. As you remember it the last time you saw it. Big, Montaigne colors, ostentatious,
Yeah. Clean, like
Just-
beautifully clean lines.
Yeah.
Multi-masted ship. Just there's like beautiful, like new paint job on it, so she's beautifully and fresh. Everything polished to an absolute T. Fresh rigging. And Andreas is just kind of pauses like on the horse and just looks at it, and he's like, I now understand what sailors mean when they call a ship beautiful. Because she is. And I knew the Count was setting it up. How well is she armed? She's a frigate.
Oh, she has some. Not as many as you might think for a ship of this size. The Count wasn't really concerned about that sort of thing, but she has some. Probably 2/3 of what you might expect.
So she's deadly as well.
Mm-hmm.
Then it taught me a thing about flowers having meaning.
I have
So
read
it's
such things.
The ship is as beautiful as a flower, but also very deadly. I think I'll call her the Belladonna.
Very well. The Belladonna it is. I can take you around her if you want. And all
Oh
of
yeah,
that.
Andreas
Is there
will
anything
get the full tour. That way he can plan as to what they need to purchase to finish outfitting
Yeah,
her.
it is sturdy and nice, but yeah, it is very basically outfitted because it was intended to be a prize.
Mhm.
But there's everything you'd expect, and it is ostentatious on the outside, but you feel like Robert may have had some influence because there's also some practicality in there, so you can kind of imagine it was, Your Grace, we can't take out the bunks to put a closet in there. It's, the crew needs a place to
Andreas is
like,
just nods and smiles and is very happy. And he, like, when they hit the gun deck, he's counting how many portholes currently don't have guns next to him because he's like, we need to buy that many.
yeah.
Having experienced been in combat with the Whisper before, he's like, we are going in full bore. We're like, we need to make sure we're fully armed.
Indeed. Cool. All right. Is there anything else you wanted to do on
That-
the ship?
That will be it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, anybody else before they all turn in?
Nanette's gonna find Luna and ask her
Mhm.
to arrange something for her.
Yes, she is not hard to find. Her and Holly, if you ask, about, around, you can find that Holly and Luna have actually taken rooms near the ship. You had offered to take them on the ship as staff. So they have kind of been preparing for that because that was the last thing they knew, that they were going to be doing that and all of this sort of thing. So they were continuing to work, but they kind of were also kind of staying close by for whenever you came back. Luna is happy to see you. And
I'm
she
so
is
terribly sorry
at
about the
your
delay.
skin and your state and all of that. She's like, what happened? Oh,
A necessity. There was some subterfuge required. And I'm afraid
what
there'll
can I
be
do?
more. Well, how do you feel about murder?
Amicable, depending on who.
Perfect. If you have a list of names.
Okay.
I got a demon to feed, and
Yeah. Well, Luna will kind of ask you, like, she's like, well, what do you mean? Oh, like anyone I wish to be
the
killed?
the worst, ideally.
Oh. Well,
Perhaps
I'm sure
someone who
both
was
Holly and
rough.
I.
Yeah, somebody who may have been rough or unpleasant. That sort.
Ah, I'm sure I can come up with a few names. Like, I'm not gonna ask. Honestly.
It's best that you don't, but I will pay you to keep the secrecy.
All right then. I'll get with Holly and we will think about that. Cool.
Sorry to drag you into this, but it's good to be back. We should be setting sail in a few days.
Oh, excellent.
I should warn you though, we're
Shut up about Ace. I mean, honestly. Like,
would she like to go see her? I'm going to head back to the rooms.
yeah, I mean, Luna's like, oh, she's here with you on the island?
Yes, we all just came back on the big Inquisition flagship. I should warn you, this will be dangerous what we're going to sail and do.
Oh. Well, can't be any more dangerous than working here.
I suppose that's true, but hopefully a little bit less dangerous.
Well, let me get Holly. I'm sure she wants to see Ace. And she goes back, and then Holly comes out, and I did not do this, Rue. I'm just saying. I did not do this.
I know.
Okay. And Holly's like, oh, Miss Prevere, Luna said that I could go see Ace.
I think so. I believed you'd be happy to see you. It's been some time, no?
Mm.
You know nothing about that.
I know the looks.
You saw us one time together.
And Luna just said that Holly was talking about you. Look, I'm trying to be a wing woman here. Come on.
Holly will grab a cloak and follow you back to the estate. And yeah. So eventually Ace will get a knock on her door after everybody has gone back to the room. You have seen Charles safely to his he mumbled something, but you can't really tell the words
He was
at
gone.
that point when you got
I made sure I made sure a staff member saw him safely to his quarters, whether they were his private quarters or if he's sharing them with Tomas. I don't know.
Excellent.
He'll be fine.
So then, yeah, sometime later, there is a knock on your door.
Who is it?
It's one of the staff, ma'am. Actually, I was told to come and fetch you.
Is it really one of the staff, or can I roll a notice to see if I recognize the voice?
It is one of the staff. It's not
Oh, okay.
Holly's voice.
Okay.
As a matter of fact.
Okay. I open the door. It's rather late. Yes.
Yes, but the Count told me to tell you because the Sapphire Dawn has been spotted here on the docks.
Oh.
And you said you wanted to know.
Oh. Oh shit. Oh. Give me 2 shakes, and I shut the door, and I go and I put on my trousers, and I hitch on my gun belt, and I grab the good jacket, and I throw it over, and yes, I'm here.
All right, and with that, we will go and take a break for a few minutes.
I was wondering if we were gonna do the if you were gonna like bring Holly to my door, and I wanted to break on you what? but no, this is better.
All right. You act 10.
Welcome back, everybody. Here we are. So far, welcome back. Welcome aboard. So far, our crew, our intrepid heroes, have gotten back to Bucca. They have talked with the Count. They have talked with other people. They have found out a little bit more about the Tempest. They have talked to the Davis a little bit, and we have had Bass, and we have talked to parents, and all of that sort of thing. And the last thing was Ace had got a knock on our door and had been told by one of the staff that the Sapphire Dawn had been seen in the docks, and that the Count had said to let her know if he ever found out anything.
I am
So-
absolutely chuffed that the Count actually did that. I say this to the servant. I'm like, let's go. This is fantastic.
He says the Count usually keeps his word.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that. He didn't really give his word. I just asked. It's just anyway. Fine. Let's go. I've been drinking. I get a little loose-lipped when I.
Yeah.
Woo.
So you're walking with the staff, and on your way out, you see Nanette with Holly. Walking
Luna.
back into the estate. Luna. Holly, right? Yeah, you brought
No,
Holly.
it was Holly, but it could be Luna. You never know.
I've never seen Luna, so I will only, even though you've told me that they're twins, I will only ever assume it's Holly.
Mhm.
And I see this, and I pause, like, in my thinking, and I'm like, I don't have time to deal with this right now, and I'm like, let's go. I grab the servant's arm, and I'm like, show me where I need to be. And I run as fast as I can. I will I have an advantage called Catch the Wind, and I run like the fucking wind, and I get out of there. That is the last thing. Ace is not too drunk to understand that is not a discussion she wishes to have. She has no idea why Holly is there, but does not want Nanette and Holly in the same place at the same time looking for her. Just in case.
Yeah. So Ace bolts Nanette, and it looked like Holly was about to say something, but she didn't get a chance to, because she was like, what happened?
Well, I thought she was going to be resting, but maybe she has some business to attend to urgently.
This late?
Do you wish to follow her? I can ask some of the staff if they know where she went. Or... She moves awfully fast. I don't know if I can.
To want to
It's the long
talk
legs.
to us.
I know. I don't think she wanted to talk to us at all. Well, do you want me to walk you back home? I would hate for you to have come all the way out here, and it was just that, whatever that was.
Ace is nothing if not
I-
rude.
I'm no stranger to running away from my problems, so I understand that sometimes there's just...
Don't
Am
imply
I really
that she's
a problem?
No,
Wow,
I
Nanette,
just-
wow.
please. You
Wow.
misunderstand.
This is why I ran away.
Sorry, the word in Thean is things that fluster me. Yes, that is the word I was looking for.
Oh.
Oh, go on, Nanette. Just leave her in my room. That's what you want to do. We know you.
No, that wouldn't be very polite. Do you want me to? No.
No.
It'd be about as
No.
polite as someone running away without saying a word.
I had a mission.
Mm.
You are welcome to stay here. I would love to get to know you as if you are coming onto the crew. I feel like I know your sister somewhat, but we can just sit and drink, and you can tell me about your life, tell me about La Bucca, that sort of thing. I love getting to know people.
Okay. Well, I mean, since I'm here. So she'll follow you.
Alright.
Fair room.
I'll get some
it's-
desserts and wine, and we can just sit and talk about things.
Yeah.
Girl stuff.
Yeah, I'll come back to that, and I'll let you know what you learn about Holly. So, okay. So, before I get back to Ace, I'm gonna check in with Andreas and Gianni and see if they're doing anything particularly late at night, or just going to sleep, or mischief at night, or anything like that.
Not actually.
Okay. All right.
Who are you?
Turned over a new leaf.
We both did. It's scary.
Alrighty then. Cool. All right. So Nanette is talking with Holly. Gianni and Andreas are resting.
Yeah, Andreas is probably
Hey.
writing back
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
because I went to see my ship.
That's right. Yeah, walking back. Okay, so Ace, you
Yes.
are taken down to the docks, and you see a ship, and it's a ship that looks like it has been well cared for. The one that you immediately see, it's well cared for. It looks like it is very sturdy, very well used, and well cared for.
That's a sturdy ship, I say.
Yeah. Yeah.
I bet it's filled with amazingly beautiful women.
As a matter of fact,
You just ran away from one beautiful woman.
Just one? Just one?
One's in bandages.
Yeah, it's very I'm trying to think of it's also elegant in a way. It's looks like it's meant more for speed than it is well built and built for speed. It's sturdy, built for speed. So it's more sleek, more elegant than anything. But you can see different parts from different types of ships. So you can tell that it's been repaired for certain things that they have taken and stuff like that, you know, from what you can see. Like the bowsprit and stuff like that. And you're like, oh, that mast doesn't look like it was original. You know, that sort of thing.
Sure.
But it's nice. Like I said, sleek, efficient, sturdy, good ship, and it does have Sapphire Dawn carved on a plate on the side of the ship, and the flag. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. You can describe the flag. I'll ask my question after.
Oh yeah. The flag is actually very it's very plain. It is definitely a sapphire color, much like the Tempest. The Tempest flag was that I described to Gianni. I mean, you didn't see that as Ace, but it's a much lighter blue. It's more of a gemstone blue rather than kind of the deep, stormy gray blue that of the Tempest flag. It definitely looks like sapphire is what they were going for. But as you get closer, it looked very plain. It looked very plain. But when you get closer, if you go closer to the ship, you see that the flag is patterned. And it has a pattern like you would see facets of a stone in it. Like as you get closer, it has threads that make it look textured and everything. So, what do you do? What are you looking for?
Ace is kind of taking it all in, but she is and this is totally up to you, but she is going to kind of be paying attention to her birthmark, and if she feels anything. She's never been this close to her mother before, and knowing that this comes from her side of the family, she just doesn't know if maybe there's a little prickle tickle in the wrist.
And
if there's not, that's fine.
Yeah, it seems to be a you and your sibling thing.
Okay. Do I see or hear anybody moving around on the deck? I am staying on the dock because it would not be polite to just board a ship without permission.
Right. You see a lot of people working on the ship. They seem to have just docked not too long ago. You see sailors going on the ship, and they are indeed, as the Count indicated, you see all women on there, as far as you can tell.
Is there a
Clothes and
place?
demeanor and everything. As much as you can tell by what somebody looks like, what gender they are, which, you know, is...
Absolutely, absolutely. They're all feminine looking or femme presenting.
Yes.
Is there a place? I'm alone now, right? The Count's servant has left me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to look around for a place that I might be able to just sit and wait for people to disembark.
Okay.
And not necessarily. I'm overcome at this moment with a bit of anxiety and nerves. Because this meeting means that she's about to have a conversation that she's thought about having for a long time, and she's afraid of the answers if she to the questions. So, but yeah, if there's a place that she can sit and just kind of watch and see if she can figure out maybe who the captain is or who seems to be in charge, things like that.
Absolutely. There's a place that you can kind of watch everybody disembarking. And after a while, you know, you see people coming off. But after a little bit, after a while, you see, I mean, just from your experience on the ocean, on ships, you definitely see a couple people who look like, or as they're walking off, definitely look like authority. You know, I mean, you saw sailors going, but these people look like, you know, okay.
People probably talking to them and maybe not saluting them, but at least using a title or a rank. Or something.
Right. And you don't recognize one of them. It's a very beautiful woman. Dark hair, dark skin, dark eyes. The other one you do recognize, and you know very, very well. Fiona.
Okay. That's
walking
canon
next
now.
to this woman. It is. Hey.
I know, no, it's fine, I expected it to be. It just hearing it.
You manifested.
I
manifested.
did.
And now this is the manifestation.
Ace sees this and probably immediately tries to back into shadows, but she probably makes a sound or swears, not even realizing it. But yeah, she backs off real fast.
Okay, so let's do.
Fuck.
Let's do a roll then. I mean,
okay.
If you just want to say that she's so nervous that she will knock something.
I will auto fail this roll because she was not thinking clearly, and she's a little tipsy. So
this is true. So you're like, you know, and you start trying to back up, and you over like a crate, you know, that was like, you know.
I Keystone Cop my fuckery exit. Oh fuck.
Yeah. And now these two are looking at you. Have turned their attention to the noise.
If I can, I'm going to try to turn away and scamper back up.
Sure. Let's do that. Go ahead and do finesse and
At least I'm good at that.
Athletics.
Okay.
I mean, because you're trying to physically get out of the way, I think. So
yeah, I mean, you could if you really wanted to you could make me do hide.
I could, but I think this is more a physical thing because it doesn't seem like you're just trying to get away.
I
don't feel like you're trying to duck in shadows or anything and hide. You're trying to just get the hell out of there. So that's
Yeah.
why I said athletic. So you're gonna need one to back up, get away from this crate, and get away.
Sure.
You will need two, or well, you'll need one just to extricate yourself from that and make the motion to leave. You'll need two to get away, and you'll need a third to not be recognized.
Well, I got 5.
Okay, cool. So you're
I was
pretty
gonna.
sure-
I guess I could fail it on purpose if and push the
if
interaction.
you want that interaction to have now, you can, or if you want Ace just to do it on her own, you can. Either way, however you want it to go down, I will let you do that.
This
I'll
will
go
sober
ahead.
up.
I'll go ahead because here's the problem. So, Ace doesn't know where to go now. So, at the counts, there's Nanette and Holly for some bizarre reason that she has no idea about because no one has told her that they've been hired on the ship.
Mhm.
Or now it's woman who ruined my life and mom who may also have ruined my life. Don't know yet. so we have heart ruiners over here at the counts, and we have life ruiners over here at the ship. She doesn't have anywhere to go, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pitch those 5 back into the dice holder, and we will have this conversation.
All right, we will do this.
Sorry,
All right,
guys.
So,
Sorry, fam.
So-
The ones of you that aren't getting to roleplay right now.
the one to recognize you would be Fiona. 5.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She sees you, and a slow smile spreads across her face. And she turns, and she looks like she's excusing herself from the other woman's presence. And what can only be described as sways over to you.
Yeah, sachet.
Mm-hmm. And she walks up close to you. Probably a little bit too close now that she's seen you. Mm-hmm. Getting up in your space a little bit. And she says, well.
Oh, I didn't see you there, Fee. And I take a step back out of the bubble.
She'll follow you. If she,
honestly,
you step back, she'll step forward.
Honestly, it hasn't been long enough. You could just keep about a foot between us if you don't mind.
What? No hug?
No.
No kiss?
No, not that. What are you doing here?
Well, I work on the ship. What are you doing here?
I have business.
Last I heard, you were still with your old father back in the marshes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I stayed with him for a while. What are you doing? That's not my boat. Where's my boat?
Your boat?
The boat I bought that you stole, where's my boat?
Oh. That thing? I got a better offer.
Yeah. I bet you did. Is that your captain then?
Mm-hmm.
Is she still around?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the captain is kind of talking to some other, like, they had just gotten off. And so she has a couple crew around her now, since she hadn't wandered off far. So the captain is kind of a little ways away from y'all, talking to some of the crew on the ship.
It doesn't surprise me that you're on the boat that uses those means to get their information.
Well, you have to use what you got. I always told you that.
Christ knows you ain't got no brain.
Insults?
I don't know what you expected. We didn't part well. But, you know...
I would have thought time would have made you a little bit fonder of me. I mean, we had good times, didn't we?
It's been long enough that I don't remember. You know, Fee, it's not been real, and it's not been fun. You said you had work to do. Why don't you go do it?
So you're not going to tell me why you're here in this hidden island at all?
I told you I had business. You said you had business. I didn't inquire as to yours. You didn't inquire. Well, you did inquire as to mine, but I don't have to give it to you. What do you think I'm here for? What is anybody here for?
Fine. And she says, be that way if you want.
Believe me, if I did what I wanted, you would not be standing here anymore.
You know, my captain is not a bad one to be friends with. If you'd be nice to me, I could give you an introduction.
How about I'm not
You'd
nice to
probably
you
like
and you
her.
give me an introduction anyway?
Now, why would I do that?
What is your definition of nice? Is it fucking and leaving, or what is it? Or is it just the leaving? Is it just the stealing and the money? What would you like? Because I don't have a lot
That
to
can
give
be
you. Fiona.
negotiated.
Yeah, well, my negotiator's absent at the moment. Can I meet your captain? Maybe I'm here looking for work, Fee. Are you hiring? Are you looking for crew?
You want to crew on the Sapphire Dawn. After disparaging how we do things.
I disparage how you do things, love.
Fine, she's probably going to ask me about it anyway.
You made a bit of a scene.
Oh, I do always.
Mm.
And she turns around, walks ahead of you, makes sure she's sashaying. She doesn't bother to look if you're following.
Just the sway of the hips. Yeah, I keep a distance, but I follow. I'm more or less trying to get a look at the captain. I'm flustered. I'm upset, but I'm trying to get a look at the captain.
I mean, as I described, darker skin, long hair. I mean, kind of what your dad always told you your mom
Sure.
looked like when we did talk
Sure.
about it. She looks, competent. She's not dressed incredibly fancy. Very, very clothes that are comfortable to work in. All of that, and everything. Are you looking for anything specific in how she looks, or?
If her wrists are bare, I would be looking for another birthmark.
You do see one. I mean, she gestures with her hand, and she has something. I mean, it could be a tattoo, but
Could
she
be
definitely has
anything, yeah.
something on her wrist. Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, I would wait for my introduction. I can be polite.
All right. Yeah. Fiona walks over, and the captain turns to look at Fiona, and then looks at you, and then looks back at Fiona. And Fiona says, "Captain, this is an old friend."
And I will
Hey,
say,
Fiona.
out of character, Fiona would probably use my real name.
Oh, Amelia. Okay.
Because it was
Cool.
before
Yeah.
she really started using ACL.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. True. Yeah. So she would introduce you as Amelia McAnson. And the
And
captain turns to looks you up and down.
do I see any spark of recognition at my surname? Or my given name. She gave it to me.
Right. Yeah. She looks like a little. She turns to look at you, and she hears Fiona say the name, and she looks a little stunned, a little like, like eyes go a little wide. She has big brown eyes. Yeah. For anyone listening, we have decided that the face for the captain is Selma Hayek. So picture that.
My
Picture
Castilian
Selma.
mother.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, I knew we had a Ileana. Yeah, Ileana.
Yeah,
Storm.
Ilyana. Yeah, Ilyana Stormrider.
Yeah.
Hi, Captain. It's wonderful to meet you.
Just Fiona, go check on the crew. And Fiona.
Effie, go check on the crew. Sorry. That was...
Fiona doesn't acknowledge you at all, but she immediately goes onto the ship to check on everything, and she dismisses the other two that she'd been talking to, and steps over to you and looks you up and down, and she says, "I heard that name correctly?"
She did say it correct. Yes. My name is Amelia McCanson. The Barches. I've heard of you.
She stops, and then she reaches up a hand to your face. And she kind of holds there as if she's not sure if she should touch your face or not.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
And she touches your cheek. And then she grabs you to her and starts hugging you.
Oh, I've been looking for you for a while now. I just got here today. I was very surprised to hear that you were here.
Yes, we were just here, but we had to come back. We ran into some trouble and had to come back for repairs. But beside all that, I mean, I know you were probably looking for me. But your father was taking care of you, and I had other things to take care of before I felt like I could go back to your father and you.
Did you ever, ask him about me or anything? Or my brother?
I've been looking for your brother most of this time. I've been trying to...
I take it you didn't find him.
Not yet. I had heard that he was on a ship. Silent Death ship. And that's where I was heading.
Well, he was here just a few weeks ago. I actually found him here. I guess this is where I'll find... I guess Bucca's better luck than I thought it would be. I guess so. But he's okay right now, last I talked to him.
It's good.
What do I call you? Do I call you Captain? Is that all right? It's a little new.
If you like. I don't know what you'll be comfortable with. You can call me anything you like.
Um, you know, so you're going after Silent Death. That's useful. I am too. For a completely different reason. Although Kaya is a definite uh, point of interest, I suppose, is the best way to say it. But I have a lot of questions for you that I don't think I really am comfortable asking right now. But um, thank you for the hug. And
I have a lot of things to say to you when you're ready to hear them.
I might take it. Thank you.
But just know that I thought about you and your brother every day.
That I wish I could say the same. I don't mean that rudely. I just didn't know. I didn't know anything about you until I was almost an adult. So, but I've been looking for you for a few years.
I
But
guess I don't blame your father too much for not telling you about me.
he didn't say anything bad. If that's any comfort, he just said that you were lost at sea. But here you are. I guess I found you.
You did.
Ace's eyes are gonna drift to where if she can see Fiona or hear Fiona's voice.
Yeah, Fiona up on the deck. Yeah.
I'll
she's
be
up
honest
on
with
the deck.
you. I'll be honest with you, Captain. I have really bad history with that one. And next time we meet, which I hope is soon, I'd love to talk to you. Maybe when I'm not this drunk or not this surprised. I'd rather if she wasn't with you. Bring whoever else you like, if you need to. But that one, I'm sure she's a fine sailor. But I can't.
She is. I understand. I understand. We'll be here another day before we head out. You want to talk to
Okay.
me before then. But I there is a place I can show you if you want to leave a message for me. And she'll
that would be
describe
good.
a place she'll describe it as going kind of to the center of the Bucca town, and that there's a tavern there that you're pretty familiar with, the Compass.
Yeah. Okay.
And she says, in the compass part, there is a little panel that can be moved aside. And she says, if you leave me a message there, I'll get it.
Okay. No, that's wonderful. I'm hoping that maybe our said my brain is I'm buzzing a little bit. I'm enjoying seeing you. It's very. I look nothing like you, but I.
And you look so much like
Kaya
your father.
does. Yeah. Kaya takes more after you. He's a good lad. But anyway, I would very much like to talk to you tomorrow. Maybe our goals align in more ways than one. And I would be remiss to not let my captain speak. But yeah, maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'm staying up at the Count's estate.
She looks a little surprised at that. like,
Honestly, I'm surprised too. But we, I don't know how much of current events you're up on, but we stole a ship from the Inquisition and there's all that stuff. I meant to say that.
that
I don't want
was
it to sound like I'm
you.
bragging, but
I
yeah,
had
that was
heard,
us.
I had heard that there was things happening in Sharouz, and I heard a whole bunch of stories, including
Yeah.
the stealing of an Inquisition ship.
Yeah, that was mostly my friend Gianni, but I was there, and we brought it here to give to the Count. But
She
do you know
says
the
maybe you're a
Count?
little more like me than you think.
I'll tell you, Dad would have just shot him. So, but I didn't get a chance to. Do you know the Count? I mean, if you feel comfortable, I can leave word that maybe you come up for breakfast, and you can meet
I
my
could.
captain and our crew, and maybe we can talk about some things.
I've never met the Count personally, but I've heard of him.
Well, he does have quite the reputation. If you have time and you would like to, I will leave word that you might come up, and we can talk.
Mm-hmm.
But you are clearly
that.
busy, and I'm interrupting you, and that's just rude. So I'll be seeing you around.
Would it be too much to ask for another hug?
No, that's fine.
And she will hug you.
I hug back.
And she'll like stroke your hair, and she'll hold on to you tight, for a second, and then, let you go.
I grew out of the hat box.
And she'll turn around, and you get the impression she's turning around so you won't see her face, and she like walks off.
Good night, Captain. And I go back.
Good night. Alrighty then. Okay. So, Holly and I assume Nanette spend drinking and eventually fall asleep.
We have a
after
lovely
discussing-
time just getting to know each other, talking about
You
stuff.
find out
things.
that Holly and Luna grew up on La Bucca. They don't really know who their parents are. They were taken in like before they could remember, just by people on the island, and they spent most of their time just trying to sleep where they could, get food where they could, do things where they could, until Holly finally started working at the Compass and doing that, and then Luna started working at the Red House and all of that. But by all accounts, they didn't have an easy childhood. And on all of that, so they don't really know too much. That they really haven't been off of La Bucca too much or seen the world or anything like that. But other than that, that her and her sister are really very close, and like she wouldn't go anywhere. That's why she wasn't gonna go anywhere without her, and vice versa. So, yeah. I mean, those are the kind of the basics of the story that you get.
Well,
All
when
right.
all of this is over, I will give you a way to see the world. As thanks for everything that you're doing for us.
Thank you.
Think nothing of it. This is a great
You're
danger
like-
we take upon us.
The nicest friend I've had since Luna.
Please. Think nothing of it. I think it's important to be friends with everyone.
So you gonna invite her to your murder party too?
No. She's precious, and she will be protected, but she can definitely spend the night here. The space is big enough. We sit in the hot tub, we drink, we, eat bonbons or whatever girls do. Talk about politics and things.
So she stays in your room.
Yeah.
I guess. Where else would you have her sleep, Ace?
Yeah, it's a little late to set
just-
something else up, but there's plenty of room in your room. Your room's
No,
big
no.
enough that
No,
One big bed.
Ace-
One big bed.
Yeah, my favorite trope: share a bed. No,
Yes.
no. If Ace were to go by and knock on Nanette's door to ask what the ever-loving fuck, I just wanted to know ahead of time if
Yeah.
Who's
Are
actually
you gonna
going to
do
be-
that when you go back?
we don't have to do that right now. We can let the boys have fun.
All right. Well, what I was gonna say was, if you're not gonna do that, then we will skip ahead to the morning.
Well, she was probably gonna knock on Nanette's door and definitely be like, "What the fuck were you doing?"
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because the boys were saying they were gonna rest.
Oh, the boys are
until,
just asleep.
the morning.
Well,
Yeah.
Andreas
Okay.
did get a full for the boat, so
Honestly, Rue feels bad for being a screen hog, or a scene chomper. So if we need to move on to the morning, that's fine.
I mean, if you want to, you can just say Ace doesn't want to deal with it right now. She met her mom. She saw Holly. She can just
I
be like,
have
"Look,
emotions.
we'll
Yeah,
deal with
she
it in the
considers it. She like walks past Nanette's door and almost knocks, and she's like, "You know what? Fuck it. I don't even fucking care.
morning."
I'll just find out tomorrow. I don't.
I do not
don't have
have
time
the
for
emotional capacity for this. I have already exceeded the limits of my emotional capacity.
I was out of Montaigne spoons 2 hours ago. I have not had a chance to replenish my spoons, and now it's just emotions and shit. That's fine. Yeah.
I was
She's
gonna
like-
have Holly answer the door all tousled, properly tousled, from just having a very nice nap.
That's a what if.
Yeah,
story.
it's gonna
Yeah, a what if.
send the wrong message. Ace is gonna be like, "What has happened in this fucking room?"
That'll be for the fan fiction.
That'll be for the yep. Know what if is coming next. Anyway, go on. Move on. Yep, it's morning now. It's morning. Ace has slept. She's cuddled her bottle of
Yes.
March scotch and been like, "I wish my brother would call me so I can tell him, but I'm not gonna bother him."
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, everybody, we'll start with Gianni. You wake up. It is morning. You feel refreshed. You slept pretty well on that bed and everything like that. You've got your flag that you had gotten from the count. Morning.
I'm clean. I slept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Who
sort
cares
of.
about the ship. Let's just stay here.
I was about to really worry you guys. I was gonna be like, it's kind of like when the game gives you like health potions and like weapons, and you're just like, why is this happening right now?
I mean, why leave? You know?
Why leave? You don't have to. I mean, honestly, you guys could just be like,
it is now nothing but interpersonal stories between all
No
the
more
different people.
adventure.
No more
No
adventure.
more-
It is
no.
now.
it's nothing about
Silent
Bucca,
Death
Tom.
can just
Nothing
go
but-
do his thing.
No, we gotta get Rue's, all her talents used. So come on.
Yes.
Mine?
Yeah.
Don't you have all the sea talents?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I've gotten to use most of them, except for Actually, I abused Catch the Wind so I could run away from two small petite women. That's instead of allowing my ship to escape pursuers.
Yeah. That Ace towers over, so she's just like, oh no.
And then that's the sound inside her brain. It's just a high keening noise.
Yes.
But yes.
Anyway, so Gianni, what are we doing this morning? You do have you do have that tapestry. You do know there's
Mhm.
probably food available. You know the others had been around. You knew Nanette was probably gonna see her parents. All of that and everything, and you guys are planning to outfit that ship
Yeah.
so you can take off. So.
I'm actually gonna go by and check on Nanette.
Okay. And then I'll come to Andreas next after we do this, okay, Michael? I'm gonna come around to you. Okay, yeah. So, Nanette, I assume Gianni knocks.
Yeah.
Does he? I thought he called for a kitty.
I will be carrying a tray of meats and cheeses.
Croissant.
Yeah.
Croissant?
Morning charcuterie.
Ooh.
Eclair?
Ace
Eclair?
can't speak French, but Roxanne can. Are you bringing a croissant?
A croissant?
Do you want to see my
Eclair?
baguette?
Whoa.
Oh,
What? No, it's what you have for breakfast. Why is this
Gianni?
weird?
Oh my god.
Johnny's like, leave
Bucca-
my baguette.
La Bucca pizza delivery instead of
Wow.
charcuterie delivery.
God. Yes, okay.
Do you want a tray full
Alright.
of meat?
Meat and cheeses and bread and breakfast sort of things Gianni has
Yeah.
gotten from.
I have brought you a
staff
breakfast
and
charcuterie.
Nanette's gonna politely ask Holly to answer the door while she finishes, getting her bandages on for the morning
Oh.
and, like,
Can I
getting
be
all
walking by and see that?
gussied up.
So, yeah, Gianni, you recognize one of the twins. Answers the door.
I must have the wrong room. I'm so sorry. Apologies.
Are you looking for Nanette? This is Nanette's room.
Oh, Gianni,
Yes.
come in!
Nanette, hey,
Hey,
wanted to
Hey, I want to
stop
ask what's
by,
going on. Good
who's
morning.
your
I brought
girlfriend?
breakfast.
Oh, I'm actually about to join my parents for breakfast.
Oh,
But thank you
how'd that
for...
go? That's
It's going to be very awkward. If you want to join me for that, you are welcome to, but it will be quite awful. And full of underhanded barbs, because it's one thing. So, yeah, it's just going to be a very awkward time for everyone involved.
did you
Lots of
send that
judgment.
phone?
I mean, I control the purse strings, so at this point I can do whatever I want.
Yes, you
It's
can
quite
do whatever you
liberating.
want. But does that really make you feel any better? I mean, I'm sorry. I'm truly.
It will help,
Besides,
I think.
I figured you can blame some of it on me.
Oh no, of course not. It was not your
What
fault.
are you doing? No, I'm pretty sure it's my fault.
We all had a hand one way or another in the events that happened. I do not place any fault on you.
The young
At
lady.
least
that's in
none
the
that I
room
would
with her.
show.
Wait, which one are you?
Oh,
my
Holly,
apologies.
this is
Holly. If something absolutely terrible happened to your family, and you're, see, you were blamed for it, but it is not of your design. How would you feel?
I'd feel awful.
How would you feel towards a person who's blamed this?
I would not like them very much, I guess. I'd probably hate them in some kind of way. They did something terrible to my family.
Sounds about right.
we don't need to speak in
I think I'm
metaphors.
missing
Oh, yeah.
some.
I know.
There is no hate here.
That's
We
because
are
you're a good
friends.
person.
I would like to pretend that I am on most days. I see things as opportunities, one way or another. It gave me a good opportunity to no longer need to go back to Charus or to a wedding that I was dreading and running from. And perhaps I have freed my parents from the same yokes of societal pressures. So, again, I try to find the bright side.
Who knows? If everything goes well, we could be even more rich. Yay.
At this
So-
point, a few million guilders is nothing.
So what's the plan? Are you going to go to the breakfast with your parents then?
Oh, yes, and then I suppose I will have to meet with Monsieur Knight and work out all the logistics of crewing the ship. Unless Andres wants to take care of
Without
it,
the
but
logistics. Is that what you said? Without the logistics.
work out the logistics. It's not a euphemism.
Okay. Yeah.
It is
It's just
Andreas' ship.
accounting. Well, yes, but I suspect I will still be working as the purser / quartermaster, so it's fine.
Mm.
Unless he would like to handle it himself, in which case, more power to him. I'll just do something else with my time.
Maybe it's me just
Someone
being,
else.
a right pain in the ass today. Goodness knows, I haven't been jumping from windows recently, and I probably need to.
Well, actually,
But
if
I was just going to
you're
say,
welcome to join us for breakfast if you would like.
sure.
Uh,
What else? Maybe I can be a pain in the ass to your parents.
I should probably go home.
Of course, I'm sorry to have kept you for so long. If you know of any capable sailors looking for work, please let them know where to find me. Or we need to crew a ship that is... It's going to need a lot of hands on deck.
Mhm. Well, I mean, Ace knows that I was here, so, but I should go. I don't think she wants to talk to me.
I
At
think
all.
whatever she had to do was very important, and if you... I'm sure she will come around and speak to you if you wish to stay here, but I understand you may wish to go home. If not, I will speak to her and make sure she comes to see you.
And
I
make
think
sure
it's
she knows that
probably
she's
better if she comes to me. You know where I live.
Of course,
And
I
you can tell her what she wants.
will make sure she at least goes and apologizes for the very rude and abrupt exit.
You don't have to do that. I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna go, and she'll grab her things and she will head out the door.
She was quite lovely. She and her sister both. Join me
Okay.
for breakfast.
Sure.
I think you'll love my mother probably. My
I
father
can't
can
wait
be
till I
a
get the
bit.
chance to meet you.
My father can be a bit austere, but he has his moments. Don't let the scowl fool you. He's
I'm used to
Soft.
scowls.
Oh well, then you guys will get along fabulously.
Cool. So you all head off to breakfast. Andreas. So yeah, you wake up and
I
Yeah,
think
that-
Andreas passes by Holly, like doing that, like towel wrapped as he's coming
Sure.
from the baths, going back to his
Sure.
room, and he's just
Does it
like,
look like she's doing the walk of shame? The
yeah.
morning?
Well, she obviously has slept in those clothes, but so
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, she's
There are
tousled,
probably
so.
nightgowns she can change into.
Yeah, but she
I'm
would
just
have
saying.
changed into her clothes to go home.
That's true. But she would have slept
yeah.
in something else.
that's as a relative commoner, her wearing the same clothes 2 days in a row makes little difference.
Wow.
Well,
Wow, you
she-
snooty son of a...
No,
As a
that's-
relative commoner,
I mean,
Wow.
it's true.
it just
Most
sounded
people don't
super
have.
rude.
It's more me being period
Um,
appropriate.
Yeah.
Um,
So you just, I mean, she was coming from somebody's room. I mean, she's in the
what's
hallway
her-
where all the rooms are. So
what's her overall demeanor?
a little downcast, probably.
Oh. I guess Andres is everything all right?
Oh, Mr. Karras, right?
Yeah, yes. You can just call me Andres.
Yeah, fine. I'm just heading home.
You can get there safely. Don't need Do we need to get a carriage or something for you?
No.
I'm sure
no,
the
no,
Count
I'm
will be
fine.
happy to provide.
I'm sure. I think I'd rather walk.
Okay. Well,
Hero point, Rue? Parquet?
I would spend a hero point that Ace sees her before she leaves.
Okay. Excellent. All right, yeah. So you come out. So yeah, she'll start. I'll leave that
Precious,
to.
precious. Yeah,
Yeah.
let them finish their little talk. I just wanted to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Andreas is more just.
I'll have that happen. Yeah.
Andreas.
Andres will say,
Yeah. He'll be like, well, I hope that I hope the walk is refreshing. It's the sea air is very nice. Just being polite and seeing she probably doesn't really want to talk to a lot of people, so he just
yeah.
continues along to go get dressed for breakfast.
Yeah, she says, thank you. Nanette and Johnny are awake.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh-huh. And she will, and she'll continue walking. And I'm sure, and Andreas goes to get ready. And then as Ace, you open your door, and you see Holly in the hallway.
This poor girl.
Coming down the
She's just like trying to walk down the hallway. And every door opens. On the... I'm trying to get out of here.
Home.
So
Let me
she
go
gets
home.
I'd like to think that she sees Ace opens the door, sees tousled, towel wrapped Andreas with wet hair walking away.
No.
No, from like.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Ace will be like, oh my god. Oh my god.
She'll sort of freeze when she sees you. When she
I will.
Because you're ahead of her. So she comes down the hallway, looks up, and she kind of sees you and kind of stops.
What? Holly, yes? That sounded like I forgot your name. That's not true. I've heard that you have a twin sister. Are you the one I know? Okay.
Yes. It's Holly.
Okay. Oh. Can I roll empathy to see if that sounded catty?
Girl, I don't think you got a roll for that.
I don't think so.
It was more or less as they stupid enough to not pick up on it.
You can make her that way if you don't want her to, or you can roll it if you like. But I'm telling you.
No. I mean, if she is catty, that's fine. Ace understands that she ran away, but she was also hoping that maybe they didn't see her pause and look at them and then run away. So, it was a busy night. Anyway, how do you know my friends? I was on my way out last night. There was something important down at the docks. I clearly ran away, pointedly. But I saw that you were with Nanette, and then this morning, it's Andreas. I know they knew your sister. That's why I wasn't sure if it was you or not.
I have met Nanette. Yes.
Would you like to come in? Holly,
Now you want to talk to me?
I'm
really not somebody that you can just talk to when you feel like it and have time and put me in your schedule or anything like that.
okay.
I'd really rather not have crumbs of time.
I completely understand. And I apologize for making you feel that way. Can I get you a cab if you do not wish to? If you would rather talk, I don't need to be anywhere. I don't know what you want me to say. I apologize. It's a little unexpected to see you here. I'll be 100% honest. So, pardon my bewilderment, for lack of a better word.
I understand.
Like, why are you here? I mean,
Nanette came to talk to my sister, and she mentioned that you were here. And Nanette thought that I might want to talk to you. So
did
she
you want to
brought
talk to
here.
me?
I did. I wanted to see you, but it didn't seem like you wanted to see me at all. Or the past
Like I
couple
said.
times I've seen you.
What? Okay. Okay. If I am sorry that is. Of course, I like seeing you, Holly. Why was Nanette coming to talk to your sister? I don't. That's what. I'm lost. Okay. We just got in
Nanette
yesterday. I had a late night.
Nanette offered my sister and I positions on her ship. Well, Mr. Karras' ship.
Offered you positions on the ship. So like you're going to come with us. Do you want to
Yes.
come with us?
I did, but whether I do or not would sort of depend on you.
Oh dear. Holly.
Look, I was up really late, and I know it's a lot, and from what Nanette says, you have a lot going on, so Nanette knows
Yeah,
where I live.
Nanette says a fucking lot, doesn't she? Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. I really am. But yeah, maybe we should talk later. If you'll make time for me, I will come by later.
Okay.
And I'm sorry.
I believe you. I believe you're sorry.
I will reach out and attempt to take her hand if she will let me.
She will. She will take your hand.
It's just we are dealing with a lot, but that does not excuse my behavior. And I am sorry. And I will make it up to you. But this deserves a better conversation than what I don't
now.
than right now.
I
But
agree.
it is really good to see you. Please be safe on the way home. Do you need me to get you a carriage?
No, I'm okay.
May I walk you to the
And,
door?
yes.
Okay. And I do so.
Yeah. Yeah, and she'll keep your hand unless you drop it, and then before she leaves, she'll squeeze your hand and she'll say, "I'm glad to see you too," and then walk off.
Yeah, I don't let go of her hand until she does.
Okay. Alrighty. Good morning, everybody. We are now all awake and all of that. So, you all have breakfast to have. If you want to, if you have anything in particular you want like to talk about or do at breakfast,
Also,
we can
Nanette,
kind of montage it. You want?
I was just saying, Nanette and Gianni are eating with her parents, right?
Yes.
So yeah, Ace will probably dine alone, especially if her mom doesn't show up. Like if her mom shows up later, I would rather her meet with the group than just
Mhm.
Ace.
Okay.
to discuss goals and things. So
Mm-hmm.
Ace will dine alone in her room, having a. She will anger eat. She's eating angrily.
Pancake.
Yeah,
Arr.
she's imagining Nanette's face in her eggs, and she's just stabbing it.
Ace has been through a lot these few
Ace
days.
has been through a
She's
lot,
done
and
of things.
she shared a lot of feelings, and it's just it's not worth it. It's
Mhm.
not worth it.
All right, so breakfast, all of that. Nanette, Johnny, did you have anything in particular you wanted to talk about with Nanette's parents or anything
I-
like that?
I had a question about the breakfast. Is it in the Count's public, or are you taking it in like the private suite?
It's either way. Nanette's parents probably would have requested to have it in their room, but if not, they certainly can set it up anywhere. So it would be preference of Nanette's parents, but I feel like they would probably want to dine breakfast
In their suite.
alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, in their suite, in their rooms. So it would be Tomas, and Charles comes with Tomas actually this morning.
I too
And
brought an
Nanette,
emotional
Gianni,
support
and her
friend.
parents. Do you bring up any particular topics with Nanette's parents, or to Tomas or Charles?
More than anything, I'm there in case her parents start getting catty with her.
Mm.
That's my own motive, not hers, maybe, but my motive is barbed, playful insults back.
Passive aggression.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to let them get away
Massive
with.
aggression.
You know, I'm not going to let them get away with that. She's a good
Yeah. Your parents, Nanette, are. I mean, they're worried, and you can tell that they are. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like they got to talk about stuff, but they don't want to talk about stuff. So at least the first part of the breakfast is like, how did you sleep? You know, oh, isn't the what? You know, just you
Is
know,
the weather lovely? You're
Lovely,
gonna
you know?
love it here.
Yeah, you know,
Do you have
all
any
of that.
thoughts of like
stuff.
where you want a villa? Like, do you want a seaside? Do you want something more mountainous, like the Counts? Yeah, I want to know what to arrange for you.
Right. And then finally, your father looks at you and says, "So, you are determined to do this."
You're gonna have to be more specific. I'm doing a lot of things right now. The leaving, yes?
Yes. The leaving.
If I want to clear our family's name and have some opportunity to go back to Shrews, then yes, I would like to see this through. I'm not entirely helpless, Papa.
And he kind of looks at Gianni and Charles, who are like not part of the family.
And they have such great
briefly.
friends. Look
Yeah.
at them. They're so safe.
But then he says, "I just feel like I don't know my own daughter anymore."
You never did.
It's like I don't believe you ever did. But it's Montaigne. We all wore masks, didn't we?
Let me say this. You don't know who your daughter is. But your daughter is the woman who captured the man responsible for what has happened to your family. who is actually the thief who robbed the church and has now created a deal with him in order to clear your family's name. Your daughter is amazing.
And Gianni is courting Nanette.
Well,
No, he just knows what it's
her
like.
father, no. Her father looks to Gianni to Nanette. To Gianni to Nanette after Gianni says that. And he says, is this what you left Aubert for?
Oh, no, no, we are friends.
hell?
What the hell?
Ew.
Yeah,
No, that's not
she's only
personal,
my friend
Nanette.
too, Gianni.
No, please, it's not like that at all. I
no.
love someone else a lot who is real and not a friend.
And not me.
Thomas is like, Olivier Dubois.
But Tomas is not doing anything to help.
Would they
him.
believe-
He's just
would they
eating
believe
his breakfast, like watching this whole thing go down.
I spend a hero point, and Ace comes in, darling.
So,
I spent
No,
2
he's
hero
also
points
my
for the
friend.
same thing.
Mother just faints
No.
right there. Just faints off the breakfast
I'm actually
table.
part of a polycule.
We all are.
is that kind of the thing? Like, Montaigne, somebody compliments you honestly and they think I'm, like, hitting on you?
Okay, so you don't actually give compliments in Montaigne. It's rude. Because
Oh.
if you're given compliments, then that means you have reached your peak, and then you can't be your best. So, yeah, please keep it less complimentary and more critical. That would really help. It does not make a lot of sense, trust me, but you kind of get used to it. Now tell them I'm a terrible person.
I have nothing more to say.
Poor Gianni, he's just like, what the
I have
hell is
said too
happening
much.
right now?
I have said so too much.
So
This is a
you
lovely
don't
baguette.
on my daughter.
What?
Is that what you're saying?
What did he say?
He says, so you don't have designs on my daughter.
No.
Is-
Nothing
personal.
romantic, I assure you. I have.
Sir,
I drew the
I'm
cool
an
S on her
actor.
arm one time, that's all.
I'm an actor. I'm a fortune teller. Nobody has designs on me, trust me.
All right. Your father says, well, I don't suppose, given the situation, there's anything we can do to stop you, if that's what you want to do.
I would rather you support me in whatever I do, even if it may not seem proper. I assure you, I have been nothing but honorable with everything I do.
Okay, sorry.
Minus the murder and the other stuff. And,
Sorry, gosh, cough.
look, I crawled into one dude's lap once, and it was just like, ugh.
God, there was just so much that flew into my head right there.
Oh.
Anyway.
And whatever rumors you may have heard, please don't just ignore them. It's just the Inquisition sullying my name even further.
Indeed. Indeed.
It was lovely talking to you too. We have to prepare for the ship leaving, and I will talk to Monsieur Knight and get you all situated here in the Bucca for now. I don't think it would take more than a few months, maybe a year or two, for things to get settled in Charus, and then you can go back if you so wish.
Your parents are a little shell-shocked at that, but I assume you're quickly making your escape.
It's like, yeah, bye. It was great seeing you, Tomas. If you want to come with us, you can just come, and I will.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
plenty of room on the boat. You can share cabin.
Yeah.
No
Well,
judgment.
yeah. If you and Gianni are leaving, then Tomas will get up and leave too, and he'll give mom and dad like a kiss on the cheek or whatever, and everything, and he'll leave. He'll drag Charles out with him, who had
Well, I'm
been
just-
quiet the whole time. He was just kind of watching it, and you could tell he was probably itching to write stuff down, but he didn't. So he was just sitting there
Would be
watching
rude.
everything.
Is he
It would be
hungover
rude.
at all?
He doesn't look to Gianni and Annette. He doesn't look at his best. He looked
At his
like
best.
he had a bit of a rough night.
Tom probably thinks he looks adorably disheveled.
Blood
Yeah.
calisthenics.
That's probably
Yeah.
a good thing. I'm mildly surprised that Mama didn't lock down Tomas and go, wait, we aren't quite finished with breakfast yet. And now,
Well, Thomas is well aware of older sibling camouflage.
And Nanette's been doing this her entire life for him, so he's just like, oh well.
She's doing stuff they are not gonna ask about me. They're not gonna ask about me. And I want Charles to see how my family is, because
If he's gonna marry in, might as well be ready for it.
Don't worry,
we're not
Mama,
there
Papa.
yet. But that's
Yeah.
like way in the back.
Give them
in the-
time.
in the
Don't rush
back
them.
there.
In a month. I mean, they've already got pet names for each other, so let's give them a month before the rings come out.
It's not like a, well, maybe to the Montaigne it is, but I mean,
Nicknames take some knowing.
Charlie and Tom. It's not like it's like baby cakes or something like that. I
Well,
mean,
no,
That's-
you
that's
are
for
correct.
private.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know if Schnugglebottoms.
it's familiar, okay? It's familiar.
It's familiar. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Don't
But
worry, Mama,
anybody else-
Papa. I will make sure he continues his studies. He's going to be the best porte mage of his generation. Anyway, bye-bye.
Andre-
I've got
Andreas
so many
calls-
things to do.
Andreas calls Charles Charlie one time, and both Charles and Tomas give him a look like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
That is
That is not for you. That is not for any of you.
Ace calls me Chuck, but
Well, and after he looked uncomfortable, I went ahead and went back to Charles. It's close enough to one syllable. Charles.
Okay, yeah. So, you escaped from that situation with some very sad and confused parents who are wondering how their lives ended this way.
We'll see you at dinner or something. I don't know. We'll
We'll never see you again. Bye. Oh, I love you.
That's what they're thinking. They're like, she's gonna go off and be killed horribly somehow.
Oh.
The chances are good of that, but we'll see you for dinner. It'll be fine.
You have two people that will do their best to make sure you don't die horribly. You will at least die quaintly and in your sleep.
That's boring. Come on,
Okay,
Davis, let's go
fine.
kill some people.
Yeah.
Again.
Um,
Anybody else?
So y'all, eventually, I assume, find each other after you're breakfasted. Is there anything else anyone would like to do before everybody kind of runs into each other? Okay, so yeah, eventually you all see each other, meet up in the hall, or in one of the in the breakfast room of the count, or wherever you think you all would meet, one of the lounge rooms or something like that. You can say you made a deal. You made not a deal. I have to be careful with that word, but but a like, oh, we'll meet here in the morning.
We arranged to meet at some point.
Ace is probably not feeling it too much anyway. Or she had
Ace
a
gets
good
there
hangover
first.
breakfast.
She's pretty pissed. Ace is just
Okay,
waiting
yeah.
angrily.
Andreas is probably
So
second.
then Adrian's is second, absolutely. So you walk in, Andreas, and Ace probably looks like she practically has steam coming out of her ears.
I was gonna say, my 3 dots of empathy are going, oh.
Oh.
Good
Rough-
morning, Andreas. How
rough-
are you
rough-
doing today?
Oh,
Uh, all right, who are we killing?
Oh, I'm not in the mood for killing today.
Oh,
It's fine. I'm perfectly fine. Let's wait for the others.
no one in this game who says they're fine is fine.
no.
So everybody listens
Andreas is
knows.
very aware. I'll go with the
I'm
short
telling
one.
you for the audience in case they haven't figured it out already. Nobody who says they're
Andre-
fine in this game.
So, how was your evening?
Honestly, I'd rather talk about it when everybody's here. I made a contact on the docks last night.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yep. Yep.
Yes, I also have some things to discuss. I saw the ship. She's a little under-equipped. Meant to be
Can
more
we
as a
fix it?
prize. Oh, no. She's in perfect repair. She just isn't fully stocked up on everything.
Well, I guess is what I was saying is can we stock her up before we go?
I imagine so.
She's at least fitted for more. Is what I'm
Very much
asking.
so.
Okay.
When I made a quick count, she has about 2/3 of our standard complement of cannon.
Everybody say thank you, Robert, for that.
Oh, we will. Especially Andreas.
They already went on a date. They're halfway there.
I mean,
No,
they
go
did
ahead,
take
sorry.
a
Tour of
romantic
the
walk
ship.
around a
It's not
ship
like we
late
s-
at night. Exactly.
Nice moonlight walk. By
It's
the
not like we
docks.
went. Hold on. It's not like we went to a cask museum.
It's true.
There's still time.
Anyway,
I mean, it was a lovely ship from what I saw of it and what I've seen of it in dock, but I am excited to. You are taking captain, right? We
Yes,
did
yes.
discuss
I will
that.
be the captain. You did agree to be the first mate.
I did. Okay, I'm just making sure that that's how I remember it. I did have a little bit to drink last night, and there was a lot of emotions, and my brain is kind of screaming at me right now. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
speaking of brain screaming, Gianni and Nanette come in as you two are talking.
Right as I pull out the bottle of Slogan, of Sarmatian Slogan that Andreas only had like a glass or two out of, but he swiped the rest of the bottle because he's keeping that shit. It's from home.
I love slow berries, so if you don't mind sharing, I'll happily have some.
He passes it over. She wants a nip.
Hair of the dog, baby. Hair of the dog.
It was a very nice thing for you to say, Gianni. Back there with my parents, by the way.
I just feel like I felt like I know what it was like. I mean, I know it's like to have your parents judging you all the time.
Oh, it's alright. This is how we flourish. If it wasn't for their constant
Flourish.
judgment and criticism, we would be stagnant.
Flutter, I
Andreas
flutter.
sighed.
I got nothing. Because in a way, you're right, but I hate it.
Oh, it's quite terrible, but you get used to it and you learn to deal with a lot very quickly. And some
Yes.
thrive and some do not, and some run away from their problems. It's fine.
Because I can't argue that it's effective. It just sucks.
It turned out all right, I suppose.
Yes.
We need therapy. What is this?
Yes.
Honey, there is no help in Thea that could help all of you right now. I'm just saying.
No one's that talented, unfortunately.
Who did we decide was the psychologist? Who did we decide?
At first, it was
we did
Idris
actually-
Elba, but then we made him an
Right.
alchemist.
Yeah.
He
Married
could
to
be
the
a psychologist.
psychologist.
Whoever it
his-
is.
his
Dr.
partner was the
Katz, but he's all the way
psychologist.
in Freiburg, nice and
Freiburg.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh.
we're not making it there anytime soon. We're screwed.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so eventually y'all end up at the meeting place in the one of the counts, many meeting rooms and such that he has. So yeah, Nanette and Gianni walk into the room. Andreas and Ace are already there.
Ace is just drinking her drink. She says nothing.
Just he only wanted her to go for the. He was like, well, there goes that bottle.
No, I'm not drinking the whole bottle. I'm just drinking
Okay.
what you gave me.
Oh yeah, he basically just offered her a nip and then was going to put the bottle back into his
That's
jacket
fine.
pocket. It's
I'll
like a
start-
small bottle.
I'll start rifling through like bars and stuff.
Did,
Does this
did you
cloak
have a
open?
good night? You
I'm
look
sorry,
very
you asking
busy.
me?
Both of you.
Oh, I
It was
saw the ship.
yeah. Oh, how is it? Is it ready to go?
It is not entirely ready to go. We need to finish outfitting it.
Oh, well, good. Here are my plans.
Andreas looks at it.
Double check him. She knows fuck all about boats.
Takes a pencil out, updates like certain numbers from things that he saw on the.
Yeah, that definitely looks better.
Holly filled me in on what she knew of what was getting ready.
Oh, did she? Lovely.
Yes.
Lovely. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, since she's gonna be working on the boat. Yeah.
Yes. Well, her sister insisted. Andres and I made the decision to hire her sister on, and her sister said, "Well, I will not leave without my sister." And I was like, "All right, very well. We will take you both. Good, strong hands."
Captain, I understand that I don't need to be consulted for all the decisions, of course. Would never insinuate that, but as first mate, it would behoove us all if I was aware of crew assignments of that nature.
Yeah, we had made this before. We had made this agreement and deal and hiring prior to
I
us
got the
leaving.
impression that it happened quite a long time ago and no one mentioned it. Yes, that
We
was.
were
the
a
impression
little busy with
Everything.
things.
It's only. I mean, I understand. I understand. Just color me surprised. We'll just leave it at that. If there are any more hiring of that nature for someone that is not equipped to actually crew a ship, it would be nice to know that so I can understand what training will be required upon board.
I think you are giving them a disservice. They're both very talented young women who are ready to seek a life elsewhere outside of the Bucca.
I ignore Nanette.
I was considering hiring on a few Marines to increase our hand-to-hand combat capacity.
I mean, I think that's wise. I know what I said on the Fortuna, but it was a different day then. Yes, please. Fill out the crew with actual sailors. That would be wonderful.
What did you find on the ship, Andres? What are we missing? I need
Some of
to
the-
run some numbers with Monsieur Knight anyway, and make sure that everything is accounted for, and we can provision what we need here.
We need some of the cannon, and we need. I do believe I saw that the stores weren't completely full. Probably just a short, meant for like.
Yeah, there's only like a little bit, like, and as far as like repair supplies and all of that stuff, there is not a lot.
It looked like it was basically set up for day trips. The champion would take like day trips out to show off around the island. So we're basically going to need most of everything.
All right, we'll get what we can here, and then I will write to the Commonwealth to see what we can provision there further.
We should be able to find most of what we need here, I would think. It is.
At an upcharge, I assure you.
Andreas slips off a ring and he hands it to Nanette and says, "Put that seal on one of it, and write it to." And he, using a pencil, writes a name in there.
Oh, I'm familiar with your sister. We've had dealings in the past.
Really?
Through intermediary parties, but I think we can get what we need.
Oh, easily.
So, you haven't. I was just gonna say if this is, but you guys gonna. This is just awkward. Or
Oh, it is 100%
are you guys
awkward.
through? Okay. I just wanted to make sure you all were because if you have all said kind of what you wanted to do, which was start to provision the ship, I guess is what I'm hearing.
I think that's the plan, is to provision the ship, do some hiring, adding on to both those people that are willing to continue, as well as the countsmen that they are men, women, folks that they are have assigned to the boat to kind of not only help crew it, but also if we choose to backstab at the count, they are there to kind of backstab us.
We're not going to do that.
I know, but that's their intended
That's their job.
purpose. That's what I was doing. But like, add that, and Andreas would probably look into another master at arms to replace, because that's what he was. Another skilled
Cool.
swordsman.
I'm sure we have. I even think one of Nanette's people was really good at that, I thought, but
There's a few, but if Andreas wants to handle that himself, then it can handle like supply logistics.
Yeah. Andreas was looking for another master swordsman who could also help train the crew.
So, let me understand this. You don't want to. I may have misheard you, Nanette. Are you not wanting to get supplies here? You think we will be charged too much?
No, I think we should get some here. I'm just saying that we will be able to get more for much better value at the Commonwealth. We are heading in that direction anyway, are we not?
I
You are,
assume
as
so.
far as you know. Yeah.
As far as we know, yeah. But I mean,
We'll get what we can here. This
fine,
is a small
it's fine.
island,
it's fine.
and there are many ships here.
If we would rather wait to be fully supplied until we get there, that is a decision that is up to you and the.
I have no idea where this Silence Death ship is.
Oh! Sorry. I must apologize. I sometimes forget details, and I'm truly sorry. I actually have something on that. Kind of.
Thank fuck.
The Count had a flag. It was the flag of the Tempest. It has a fate line. I don't know if that'll take us to Silent Death. That might take us to the Tempest.
Or perhaps the Carnival.
Sorry, yes. You know what I mean.
The Carnival is more important to us, honestly. If we could get there, I don't see how we can. He's got the map to it, but if we could get there and bypass an immediate encounter with Silent Death, that would be nice.
I mean, you have the fate line, but do you know where it leads? Do you know how far away it is? Or are we just following a string?
String?
And don't forget, you also have the pot of gold kind of hanging
We have the what?
back. You have the pot of gold hanging
Yeah.
back. Up at
Yeah, as long as we have Tomas with us, he's probably marked that ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I have the compass, which I don't know if I've showed you guys the compass. If not, I'll be like, well, I have this, and it can at least get us to the pot of gold. And if he has a fate line, and I mean, I don't want to use it if I don't have to right now, but we can talk to Kaya, and I can at least get an idea visually of where the ship is. We can track the Carnival, the Whisper, and the Pot of Gold right now.
Get the
That's better off than we were a week ago.
Yeah, we actually doing surprisingly well for how we were a week ago.
That's my only concern with not getting fully supplied before we get to the Commonwealth. I understand making an arrangement with the Commonwealth for goods, but if they're near the Commonwealth, I don't know if we can afford to take a detour to go stock up and then back out into open waters to find the wreck.
Very well. We'll provision what we can here, and we'll have
Could they
some
send
ships
them
from the
somewhere else on
Commonwealth.
the way?
Yes, yes. We will arrange for somewhere to potentially meet them.
Mhm.
Yeah, we
All
can.
right. While you all
We'll get what
are
we need.
discussing this, there's a knock, a little soft knock on the door, and one of the Count staff. What do you want? All four of you turn.
What?
Staff members like, ah,
Little
God,
busy.
Come in, please.
Yeah, it's one of the Count's staff, and he says, sorry, I have like a hair on my lip. Here goes his fault. The staff member says, Miss Ileana Stormrider is here. Captain?
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
I would have you show her in. And Ace immediately, like, all of her anger and everything changes, and she is nervous as fuck. But she's like, yes, please. Show her in.
Excellent. And we will end there for this week. I was hoping, but there was such good role play going on, I did not want to stop it. So please turn in next week, and we will get these folks on their way to meet with the pot of gold and the whisper and all of that, and get them on their way to swashbuckling and adventure. And I hope you all come back next week. And until then, I wish you fair winds and following seas.
Good night, everyone.